You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Just a massive game from the JMA Dome with 6th-ranked Miami at 10-1 overall. And with a win, they go to the ACC championship game. And they start the day with their odds at 79% to reach the 12-team college football playoff. Chris Johnson Jr. is ready to get it from Brady Denneberg. Syracuse won the toss and deferred. So Cam Ward will start with it. And Don Davenport was just listening to Fran Brown's pregame speech. Don.
Yeah, guys, the pregame speech included a few minutes of silence, a prayer that included a David and Goliath reference, and then head coach Fran Brown told his guys, you have the foundation, the brotherhood, the trust in each other, and the confidence, and that has to show today. Coach Fran's parting words in that locker room, guys. We stumbled on our way to the championship, so this is now our championship today.
He has massive goals here at Syracuse, and they square off with Cam Ward and Miami. Two running backs set to start, and it's on the ground with Damian Martinez, the Oregon State transfer, who pushes out past the 30. All right, so Cam Ward, Heisman candidate, second in the country in passing yards, only behind Kyle McCord, first in the country in passing touchdowns, and he has elevated the entire program.
Yeah, elevated the program, elevated the city. To me, he is a Heisman Trophy candidate, the way that he has performed throughout this season.
Starts the weekend with the third best Heisman odds. It's the best offense in the country, led by the offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson. Ward to the air for the first time, looking for his tight end, Elijah Arroyo. And it's incomplete with Deuce Chestnut in coverage. Third down for Mario Cristobal. You know, we said it feels like a mission at Miami. That's what he said to us. He said, we came here 2 years ago, and this was always the end-all, be-all.
It was always about year three. Year three in building the culture back up at Miami, what it once was back in the Big East days. It's a little bit different now as they're in the ACC, trying to put themselves into the ACC championship.
Listen to the Loud House. Ward scans, rolls, fires, caught along the sideline by Jacoby George. Cam Ward was once told he can't extend plays. Boy, can he now.
Yeah, he's an extension cord, Mike, because he's always able to extend, give more and more power. If you do not get Cam Ward on the ground early on, he's able to extend the play. He gets out of the pocket, always keeping his eyes downfield, and a big pickup to George.
And now it's a pull and a throw to Xavier Restrepo. Fifth-year senior for a first down. Miami's all-time leader in receptions and receiving yards for a dozen.
That's his favorite target, 1 to 7. We've seen that a lot this season.
Again, it's simple for Miami. You see it bottom right of your screen. They win. They face SMU in the ACC title game next weekend. Mark Fletcher Jr. on the ground, probes for a couple. Best offense in the country by just about every metric. First in scoring offense, first in total offense, first in yards per play, and just second in passing offense behind Syracuse.
It also starts with that offensive line for Miami. There's a reason why they're able to score so many points. They keep their quarterback Cam Ward upright, and they got an outstanding group of wide receivers as well as an outstanding tight end.
Elijah Arroyo signaling at his quarterback that he needs to know some instructions. Cam Ward with all day to throw on second down, and he will check it down to Fletcher, who turns upfield, and Fletcher's got enough for a first down.
And that's where Cam Ward has grown. Usually he would take the deep route down the field to Restrepo. Decided, hey, if it's not there, take what the defense gives you. That's an easy pickup for a first down, because Cam just took the check down. That's where he's grown as a quarterback from his days at Washington State.
And even just in the last couple of weeks, his offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, was saying to us, we don't need Superman every play. We just need it organically from Cam Ward. First 3 minutes of this one in Central New York. From inside the 30, this is Fletcher up the middle. Fletcher to the outside, and he gets cracked out inside the 20. And it's very close with Devin Grant, the Buffalo transfer, in on the stop. Well, our impact players are delivered by Papa John's, and a lot of points in this one, so it's pass catchers on both sides.
Yeah, Xavier Restrepo, one of the greatest receivers in Miami history. Statistically, he's going to get his care of the balls thrown his way. And on the other side, Arande Gadsden has set all the tight end records so far for Syracuse. Both these guys, the ball will be coming their way throughout this game.
12 personnel for the Canes. 2 tight ends, and the running back is Fletcher, who gets it up the middle. And Mark Fletcher moves the sticks again with a pickup of 5.
You want to make this Miami offense one-dimensional and say, yes, Cam Ward, we want to make you throw. But when you're running the football like this, getting big chunks, it's only going to help out, especially in the play-action game where Cam Ward loves to feast.
Ward pulls it, takes a shot, one-on-one, a lot of contact, and a flag's down. The true freshman, Davian Kerr, got handsy with Restrepo, and it looks like defensive pass interference.
You got experience, wide receiver.
Pass interference, defense number 25, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And I don't know if I like this call. I thought that Restrepo
foul occurred in the end zone.
Their feet kind of got tangled up. It's right here at the bottom of the screen. I think the feet got tangled up. I know there's a hand, but I didn't see that the hand pushed or extended to push Restrepo to the ground. But that's a nice job by Cam Ward, seeing there's a true freshman on my experience, everything wide receiver Restrepo taking a shot to the end zone.
And Davian Kerr, who was making a 3rd straight start, guy who hadn't played any defensive snaps until late October. And now Miami's got it inside the 5 with Ward under center. It's Fletcher with a flag down, and Fletcher pushes up the middle for a touchdown. We will check the marker.
Offside. Defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So Mark Fletcher right up the middle, and Miami marches down the field and strikes first to start this game.
You want to talk about a statement drive, opening drive of the game, and you march down a couple of throws from Cam Ward, but you get down inside the 5-yard line, and your offensive line getting great push. And Fletcher, 6'2", 225 pounds, powers his way into the end zone for the Canes.
Trying to stick to the script here on the road at Syracuse. 5 straight games with an opening drive touchdown for the #1 offense in the country. Miami is here trying to punch a ticket to the ACC championship game. It starts with 6. College football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys break it all down at 7 Eastern here on ESPN and the app. Kirk, right before we came on the air, how about the chaos across the country?
There will be movement on Tuesday night, I'll tell you that, Mike. Lots of movement as we keep getting closer and closer to the playoff.
And again, for Miami, with a win today, the All-State playoff predictor says they've got an 89% chance at the playoffs. With a loss today, down to 33%. But Clemson would face SMU next weekend in Charlotte. It's touchback to start, and Syracuse gets it for the first time a couple of days after Thanksgiving, and their offense has been feasting. Kyle McCord leads the country in passing yards. He spreads it around to Pena, Gadsden, and Meeks. Then running back LaQuint Allen, he's a workhorse and a pass catcher. And then Fran Brown's piled up 8 wins in year 1, taking over for Dino Babers.
This offense, this team, it's really been all about Kyle McCord. Remember, he came in and people said he's just a game manager. He couldn't beat Michigan. Well, I'll tell you this, they still don't have a quarterback at Ohio State that can beat Michigan. He's come here to Syracuse and has changed things around.
Yeah, how about that loss in Columbus today? McCord connects with Arande Gadsden. First down to the tight end for 11, one of your impact players.
Yeah, one of my impact players in Gadsden. He's a tight end, but to me, he's an extension of the wide receiving room. You're going to see him lined up on the outside, on the inside. He will have a hand in the dirt as well. Does a little bit of everything.
See the numbers for Gadsden. Here is LaQuint Allen, straight up the middle for 3. Well, you saw Fran Brown. He called the athletic director here, John Wildhack, on his own. Didn't get an answer, so Fran Brown texted the AD and said, hey, will you give me 5 or 10 minutes? And that's how the courtship, really, from Fran Brown to the university started, and year one here has been special.
Yeah, that 5-minute phone call turned into an hour and a half, and yeah, that's where it all started at for Fran Brown.
LeQuint Allen again. Workhorse running back is stacked up on the outside by Francisco Maui-Noa after 3, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, Maui-Noa, you're going to see him throughout this game. He's the leading tackler for Miami's defense. Up front, that front 4 plus the linebackers, exceptional. They've had a little trouble on the back end today. Can they create pressure on 3rd down is going to be the big key to help out this secondary that has struggled the last couple weeks.
It's going to be a ton of disguises from them, right?
Yep, a lot of late disguises. They're going to run a nickel package, 5 defensive backs throughout this game.
Drop back and bring 4, and Trevor Pena's got the 1st down up the middle. Into plus territory, the slippery 5th-year senior who leads the ACC in reception.
It's all about route distribution, and you have as a defense, you have to talk and communicate. Without that communication, that's how guys run wide open. And with Trevor Pena back, one of the go-to receivers for Kyle McCord, that's an easy 1st down catch for the Orange.
Yeah, Pena got dinged up last week against UConn before halftime. Undisclosed injury. When we talked with Fran Brown this week, he said Pena was questionable. So good to see the top wideout out there for Kyle McCord and Syracuse. From the plus 45, McCord quickly got to complete again to the 40 to Darrell Gill Jr., the sophomore coming off a career game.
I just love the feet and the poise of Kyle McCord in the pocket. What he does when he gets the ball in his hands, he sets his feet, and you see the arm strength. He delivers a strike to all of the receivers and tight ends. That's one of the things that he's worked on this offseason when he came to Syracuse, showing that he wanted to improve on his feet and accuracy.
He's been breaking records here at Cuse. Gets rid of it again, and it's Pena down the sideline. Trevor Pena to the house. He beat Jaden Harris, and Syracuse answers.
Mike, and sometimes it's just the simple play turns into the big play. All it is here, come out, make a guy miss, and it's off to the races for Pena. Just a up to the out. He makes number 7, Jaden Harris, miss the tackle, and it's down the field. Strike up the band. The Orange are on the board.
Illegal formation.
Wow.
Offense, 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
How about that? After much discourse and with the field goal unit, the extra point group already on the field, a late flag comes in and has Fran Brown looking for an explanation of what is called an illegal formation and wipes the touchdown off the board.
Yeah, the flag was thrown, but no one saw it. It was all the way on the other side of the field. I think we were looking at the action on the near side, and I think we're just as shocked as Fran Brown is.
Well, let's bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin here. Matt, what did you see on the illegal formation?
Yeah, Mike, I don't like this call. I know what they're calling. The 3rd man from the top was kind of in no man's land, but the 2 guys outside were definitely off. There was a stagger. I think it was enough to let it go.
Wow, so Darrell Gill takes it on the ground. And let's have another look at what Matt was just saying. And Kirk, what do you think?
Yeah, I still think that he's on the line of scrimmage here. That's enough to me. And I think that's where they come with the illegal formation. He's enough on the line of scrimmage. I think, like Matt Austin is saying there, that you can say, yes, they have enough eligible players on the line.
Wow, so now it sets up 3rd down and 7 for Syracuse. With a flag down, McCord sideline, back shoulder, Jackson Meeks, but out of bounds. Reuben Bain Jr. might have jumped.
Defense number 4, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's Bain, and it makes it 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, and it still may be 4-down territory if they don't get it here on 3rd down. But just being able to overcome what could have been a big play for Syracuse, that's how this drive is starting to go right now. Kyle McCord, bring your guys together, calm down. Yes, we had a bad play, a bad foul that was called on us. How can they maintain this drive and keep the ball?
On this first drive for Syracuse, midway through the 1st in the regular season finale. On the ground, LeQuint Allen off the left side for no gain. So it's 4th down, and we'll see if it is indeed 4-down territory. You think it should be?
Well, I think it should be. You had a lot of momentum on this drive, and I felt that this was 4-down territory. Running the ball on 3rd down has also told me that. But this is where Kyle McCord, you trust in him and you trust in his arm that he gets to the line of scrimmage. See what this defense for Miami presents to you. They're going to show late their coverage. But Oronde Gadsden Jr., we've already talked about him. That's the guy on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's on the bottom of your screen next to LaQuinn Allen. McCord is throwing on 4th down, and Meeks cannot hang on. Wesley Bassett was draped all over him, and Miami gets the turnover on downs.
Everything was correct, just the ball was a little too high. Meeks couldn't bring it down because Bassett had the arm in there. Turnover on downs.
Leaders in the country in community service.
Always great to see the young student athletes giving back, especially on their time. Always great to see that around the holidays.
So the penalty wiped away the touchdown for Syracuse. So Miami gets it back up 7-zip with solid field position from the 37. For Cam Ward, got it quickly to Xavier Restrepo. How about what Shannon Dawson said to us as it's a 1st down for Restrepo? He just finds grass.
Yeah, he sure did. He says no matter what, he's a gritty player, but if there's open grass, Restrepo's going to find it. And that's an easy throw for his quarterback, knowing he's usually right over the ball.
Cam Ward's going right back to the air with some pressure. Got rid of it, and a jumping catch. Jacoby George was wide open, and he takes it inside the 30 with 25 for the Hurricanes.
Well, Jacoby George, he's got what I call a cut split, Mike. He's right here at the bottom. You got to alert that he's going to slowly go over the top of the linebackers, but nobody picks him up. He just slowly gets behind the linebackers. That's just a wide open, easy throw for Cam Ward.
And Cam Ward and the Canes are moving it against a Syracuse defense that doesn't rank too well across the country. Damian Martinez, physical runner, goes straight up the middle, and Marlo Wax was trying to rip that away. Carried to the 21 with 7.
Well, I think a lot of people have to realize that Miami got the 2 top players in last year's transfer portal.
Timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
Cam Ward at quarterback, and that running back right there, Damian Martinez, the #1 running back in the transfer portal in this offseason.
From Oregon State, part of a deep running back room for Miami. We'll check on the injured Syracuse player when we come back.
60 membership with unlimited same-day delivery.
Back at Syracuse, it was 5th-year senior leading tackler and will linebacker Justin Barron, who was down for the Orange, but he looks to be all right. He gave Don Davenport a thumbs up on the sideline. Has to be out for a snap, and it's 2nd down and 3 for Miami, up by 7. Cam Ward with time. Cam Ward for the end zone, just out of the reach of Jacoby George, who beat Davian Kerr, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that had to be an exceptional throw from Cam Ward. Just ran out of real estate in that back end. Cam McCord, the extra tight end.
For an injury to an offensive player.
Look at this.
I've never seen that before. As Jacoby George got caught in the netting back there for the field goals.
He's got me saying, come on. Crisis averted there. And on this rivalry week in college football, you might see a little bit of everything. All right, big 3rd down for Miami on the outskirts of the red zone.
And no Restrepo on the field.
Big formation for the Canes. And the 232-pound running back, Damian Martinez. Ward pulls it. Ward around the edge, dives down with a 1st down. So no Restrepo. Everybody focused on the running back, and Cam Ward pulls it and gets it with his feet.
Well, he got Fidel Diggs, #10. He's the defensive end for Syracuse. Diggs, he collapsed down with the running game. On the right side, he comes all the way down. He tackles Martinez. There's nobody for Cam Ward. That's an easy pull. Get the yardage that you need. Get down. 1st down, Hurricanes.
Diggs, one of the best players on Syracuse's defense, the transfer from Texas A&M. Martinez up the middle, carries for 3. Arad Watson in on the stop, the true freshman defensive tackle, and some extracurriculars down by the goal line. We expected plenty of points in this one. Miami is driving again on its second possession, trying to make it a 2-score lead. Restrepo back into the game. He's in the slot against Devin Grant. Bottom of your screen. Ward looking that way. It's Restrepo turning toward the pylon, and they mark him out of bounds. Just short. Restrepo thought he had it, but he picks up 15 working on Devin Grant.
I mean, just the timing between Restrepo and Cam Ward. It's when he's out of that break, that ball's thrown. It's get all the way here and then out. Cam Ward releases that ball before his head is even turned around. And I think you may have to take another look at this one, Mike. It may have got in for the touchdown.
The ball carrier was short of the goal line is under further review.
Chris Raper is our replay official, and you saw Xavier Restrepo's parents, and you could see his mom say, "That's a touchdown."
Well, I think everybody on the Miami sideline, they were pausing. They didn't get to the line of scrimmage. They paused to look at that scoreboard. And when they looked at the scoreboard, the video board up top, that's where you saw, I think he probably crossed that pylon and got in for a touchdown.
I think so as well. And yeah, there's Ashley Padgett and Jaime, Xavier's father. Such a special bond between them and their son, Xavier Restrepo. And, well, like mother, like son, they both thought immediately that it was 6 from Restrepo.
Yeah, especially because I didn't see a foot go out of bounds or down. I saw the football extended, and it touched the pylon. I think this is a touchdown.
After further review, the ball carrier was not out of bounds. It was a touchdown.
So it is a touchdown for Xavier Restrepo with a shrug, and 6 more for the Canes.
That's just easy money. It's easy money for Cam Ward and Restrepo. I don't think that Syracuse defense has a player on the secondary that can hang with Restrepo. That ball was thrown on time, perfect, and it's allowed Xavier to catch, turn upfield, and extend for the touchdown.
Andy Borregales comes on for the extra point, and the lead is 14 for number 6, Miami. Hey, this season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-States. You know, we're talking with Shannon Dawson, the OC for Miami, and he said, Xavier Restrepo might not be the fastest guy vertically, but when he sticks his toe in the ground right to left, he always gets separation, and in the red zone, that's the little that he needed on Grant.
To me, if I had to start a backyard football team, he's my #1 pick because he just knows how to get open. You know how you draw the routes up on your hand and say, hey, you go left and you go right. Just watch as he gets there. The separation you just mentioned, Mike, he puts that foot in the ground, and the defensive back is already behind him. And the ability to catch, turn upfield, and extend for a touchdown, that's high-level wide receiver play from Xavier Restrepo.
He's had quite a career in Coral Gables. So the lead's 14 for Miami, trying to punch a ticket to the ACC championship game next weekend against SMU, who is already in. It's touchback, and we check in with Don.
Yes, you guys mentioned Xavier, how gritty he is. Well, he credits his parents for that. Ashley, you mentioned her. All he knew was work growing up. Ashley had him at 15. His dad, Jaime, was just 16 years old, and he said they've showed him that he can do hard things. His mom, a competitor, had a full ride to FSU to play softball, by the way, before she got pregnant with him, and she comes to every practice, guys. Xavier told me that she's pretty critical of his play, too. She'll get on him to pay attention to the details. He certainly did on that touchdown, didn't he?
Yeah, and they're at every game, and so too is Michael Irvin.
Yeah, you get a touchdown, you get a big bear hug from the Hall of Famer, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Michael Irvin.
Getting all kinds of airtime this season. Syracuse down by 14, and McCord is swarmed. Akeem Mesidor, team leader in sacks, gets home for a loss of 8.
And if they're getting home with 4, that's all that Lance Gidry, the defensive coordinator, wants to see. It helps out the secondary. You don't have to blitz. You can put more guys in coverage. And Mesidor able to just get up right on the right side. He comes all the way up. He's actually pulled down into the quarterback, McCord, but still found a way to get there for the sack.
Working on David Wollabong. A Miami defense that thinks it turned a corner last week against Wade. They empty it out for Kyle McCord on 2nd down and long, and he goes to Meeks to jump and make the catch along the sideline. The Georgia transfer hauls it in to get it back to 3rd down and manageable.
Oh, man, what a throw by Kyle McCord. This may not go down as a great play, but he had to get the ball over Mesidor. Mesidor, look, he blitzed the play before. This time he drops in coverage. McCord layers it right over the top of Mesidor to Meeks for a nice catch. That was pretty high-level stuff right there from the quarterback.
And all part of the different looks Miami's going to throw at McCord.
They're going to show him a little bit of everything from blitzes to late and drops in the coverage.
They bring 4. McCord tried to flip it, lost the football, and got it back at the 30. Tyler Barron was all over him, and it's 4th down.
Yes, Tyler Barron bearing down on the quarterback, able to retrace his steps, Mike. Got up the field and saw that, wait, the quarterback's leaving the pocket. Watch how he retraces, comes back, and uses that left hand to attack the football and got it out.
Miami number 5 is now 35.
Kyle McCord, who's had some turnover issues this year. Tyler Barron nearly took it away after getting back into the lineup this week. High snap is handled by Jack Stonehouse. Ray Joseph lets it bounce, and it takes a Syracuse hop all the way to the 7. Much needed. Now a quick word from Verbo.
Defenses so far have been stingy, and that really showed in the... Look, if you want a house without a host, you should have booked a Verbo. Like I was saying, both teams have really good defenses, and it really showed in the second half.
Well, Syracuse needed something, and at least after a 63-yard punt, they can pin Miami deep with the Canes up by 14 still in the first.
Yeah, this Syracuse orange defense has to get a stop here. Miami's been able to go up and down the field a couple of times. Now you're asking your defense to make a stop right here to help get your offense back on the field and get a drive going.
Cam Ward and Miami start from the 7. Mark Fletcher the call. And Mark Fletcher straight up the middle, and he picks up 3.
Yeah, good to see Justin Barron back. Remember, he was out a little bit ago. He's back, and he's on that tackle. Number 8 in blue and orange, one of the outstanding tacklers in this game. Watching him have to go in and try to keep an eye on Fletcher and Martinez. He's got to make Cam Ward be the passer that they want to allow the secondary to make some plays.
And here's another big guy who returns this week. Jaden Bellamy missed the last 2 games due to injury. He is an important corner for Syracuse. Cam Ward with time to zing it across the middle for George. Up to the races. It tripped up right near midfield by Devin Grant, but not before 40.
Yeah, this time they went up the seam. Yes, it's Saturday, and we go up the seam Saturdays. Jacoby George, he gets right to the inside, and it's an easy throw for Cam Ward because he beats the defender to the inside, and there's nobody in there. And you saw Cam Ward, his arm accuracy, the release. This is why he's been one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Ward's going right back to the air with all day again. He wants George, and he's got him. Shedding Clarence Lewis for a 1st down and 19 more yards for Miami.
It's been the underneath mesh routes that Syracuse has to talk. You have this guy's going to come here, this guy's going to come here, and he finds this on the late. So the underneath crossers are what Syracuse is going to have to talk about. They're able to have guys go from one side to the other.
Of the first quarter.
And this Syracuse defense has just been one step behind these crossers from Miami.
Well, Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty had big days for their Heisman cases yesterday. They're sitting in the clubhouse, and Cam Ward's doing his part. How about a $150 through the air in the first quarter? And it's all Miami and Syracuse.
Oilers Golden Knights, Tuesday on ESPN+.
Coach Brown, what's the biggest thing you point out to your defense right now?
We just got to get a stop. We got to get one stop. We got to line up and just be able to get a stop. We got too much time in back there, so we got to get to the quarterback. We get to the queue, things will be a little bit different, so we need to get to the quarterback.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Kirk Morrison, they have not got to the queue Cam Ward at all. Mark Fletcher on the ground running hard right up the middle. Justin Barron for 4. Well, again, these are the stakes for Miami. It's pretty simple. Clinch a spot in the ACC championship game with a win. And if Syracuse were to win, Clemson, even after losing today in a rivalry game against South Carolina, they would go against SMU, who's perfect in the ACC and is waiting.
Yeah, especially after Clemson lost to South Carolina. Now, their only hopes of making the playoff is if they get into the ACC championship game and win.
Yeah, resume that was very interesting going into that game. But the loss against Shane Beamer's Gamecocks. Two running back look again, and a lot of space for Damian Martinez. Big block from Fletcher, and Martinez sets up first down and goal. 21 on the pickup. Martinez following Fletcher.
You got some great blocks up front. You had Fletcher, but you also had the tight end.
For an injury to an
Fletcher
offensive player.
to here, and then watch this go over. You got two guys that kind of help you out in this situation. It's an easy block. When you got guys out front, you just follow the convoy, and Damian Martinez doesn't need a lot, just needs a little bit. Hammers down inside the 5.
There is an injured Kane. It's the right guard, Inez Cooper. Very experienced junior from Alabama. We'll check on him when we come back to the Dome. Syracuse. And you know, maybe the hardest part of the Cam Ward experience for Miami was getting Cam Ward. He hit the portal, visited Miami, but then announced on New Year's Day he was headed to the NFL draft. Mario Cristobal said to us this week when he found that out, he was ticked off. He felt like they had put in a lot of work and things were trending well. 12 days later, Cam Ward ends up a Cane. First and goal, Ward looking for the end zone and incomplete. Looking for Elijah Lofton, the true freshman tight end.
That should have been a touchdown. Lofton, that's a true freshman. He's got to have his head around a little bit quicker. I think that's what Cam Ward's frustrated about right there, Mike. Even Cristobal's upset about it. That ball was perfectly thrown to the outside, and Lofton just has to turn that head around quicker, and that would have been a touchdown.
By the way, Inez Cooper, the right guard, walked off and was getting looked at on the sideline.
But Mr. got to have it right here in the slot, though, Restrepo. Always keep your eye on that guy in the slot.
And good to see Cooper back into the game. On second down, it's Fletcher up the middle, running hard, and Fletcher is stopped shy with a pickup of 4, and now third down coming for Miami.
And this is also 4-down territory for Miami. So you tell your coach, Shannon Dawson, if you're Mario Cristobal, give me 2 plays. You got 2 plays, so give me a good one here on third. If we don't get it, we're going to go to 4th down. And you can tell by the people here at the JMA Dome, they realize this is a huge 3rd down.
A drive that started at Miami's own 7.
Bunch up top.
Fletcher motions. Ward to throw. Ward, end zone, touchdown, Arroyo. Miami is pouring it on at Syracuse.
They confuse this defense. A lot of communication, a lot of moving parts. So you're going to have a double team down here, okay? But then the distribution, when the back goes here, you have this, and then just a hookup for Arroyo. Just watch the distribution of the routes. And Arroyo gets hit lost right there, and no one picks him up. He's wide open for a touchdown.
8 plays, 93 yards, and a third Miami touchdown drive on 3 possessions. And it's just breakdowns galore, it seems, for Syracuse's secondary.
Well, it's breakdowns because of what Miami is doing with their formations. They brought 4 strong, and so with 4 strong, you got 3 guys over there covering 1. So this is what happens when you have running backs motioning, you have stacks, you have bunches, you have to have communication. With no communication, all the Royal did was just run in the end zone in flashed hands. And Cam Ward's like, are you really going to give this to me? And he throws another touchdown. One of the great seasons of a quarterback in Miami football history.
And you saw how calm Cam Ward is looking on the sideline after the hookup with Arroyo, who celebrates with Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
I mean, Shannon Dawson was saying to us, for Cam Ward, he's like one of the only quarterbacks Dawson's ever been around who it's like he's playing backyard football.
Right.
And it's the same exact emotions on the field. He is unfazed by the stakes, the crowd, the noise, any of that.
Yeah, he still plays with that chip on his shoulder. as if he was still back in the junior college Incarnate Ward days, getting all the way to Washington State, still at Miami, playing in his biggest football game as a collegiate.
Let's check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. Got an update for you from around the country. 3:30 window, the Iron Bowl 0-0 until Jalen Milroe. Didn't see a lot of running last week against Oklahoma. Puts Alabama up 7-0. In the chaotic Big 12, Arizona State. Sparky is laying a beat down on Arizona. Jordan Tyson, the touchdown. It is out 21-0 Arizona State in the second.
All right, Matt, I know you have your eye on that one. Arizona State, one of the 8 teams in the Big 12 with a chance to reach the title game. This is on the ground and a carry for LaQuint Allen. Well, this week's college football playoff rankings are brought to you by Capital One, and you heard the Iron Bowl as well. Alabama started the day with a 30% chance at the college football playoff.
What happens to this team right here?
Yeah.
What happens to that team, Mike? They lost to an unranked team in Michigan. So what does that put the Ohio State Buckeyes, but everybody else hold and serve? And there's Miami right now with one of those buys at the moment.
And looking good as McCord connects to midfield for Justice Ross Simmons, the Colorado State transfer for 23.
Yeah, that ball's a little underthrown, and that's what threw Daryl Porter Jr., number 2. He's in coverage. He's playing as if the ball's going deep, but being able to come back to the football was Ross Simmons for the connection.
Kyle McCord, quick release to the outside for Aronde Gadsden. Syracuse offensively at times has been like whack-a-mole at wide receiver, and Justice Ross Simmons stepped up to make that last big hook up to midfield.
Well, the mindset right now is hurry up and quick. They want to get a score here as soon as possible because they feel like this offense has been out of sync. Maybe take a shot at some point.
McCord checks it down. Allen out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds right at the 35. Pickup of 11 for LaQuint Allen.
Oh, man, that was so wrong what Allen did to Mesidor. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, Mesidor is on the outside. He can't stay in one-on-one with that running back. Allen jukes him to the outside and made him fall.
Up-tempo, McCord on a slant to a spinning Trevor Pena. Broke away. Pena is swung down with 1st and goal for Syracuse after 26.
And he's right in the middle. So you have a 3-receiver side, and then all of a sudden you get Pena in the middle. He connects on the inside, run after catch.
Up tempo again. McCord looking one-on-one, just gets rid of it. Out the back of the end zone looking for Darrell Gill.
Let's go back to the last play. Trevor Pena, he's right here in the middle, all just up and in. That's it. That's it. The easy route for Kyle McCord. He sees that and watch the run after catch. It's catch, make a guy miss, and turn it into a big play. Trevor Pena being available for this offense, I expected more throws to him. He could be the X factor as this game continues, Mike, as the big play threat for Kyle McCord.
Again, a guy who Fran Brown was telling us is their version of Xavier Restrepo. 2nd down and goal. Pena's the motion man. It's a give to Allen, and Allen goes spinning. Wow! Touchdown! Stayed on his feet for 6.
What a run by Allen. But you got to keep your head up. Kiko Manoa, got to keep your head up when you tackle. If you don't keep the head up, bad things can happen because you got to see the tackle. He didn't see it, keeps the head down, and right in the spin cycle, does LaQuint Allen spins his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fran Brown told us LaQuint Allen is 0 to 100 real quick. Calls him the passion of their program. So he gets Syracuse on the board. 2-score game.
Gabriel playing for the #1 team in all of college football, and Travis Hunter is kind of one-of-one, doing it on both sides of the ball. But Cam Ward literally has come from transfer portal quarterback to possibly leading a team to a conference championship and an appearance in the playoff.
It's a touchback for Miami, and Cam Ward has been excellent so far in the first 20 minutes of this game.
Well, the chemistry between he and Restrepo has been on full display. I want you to watch how this football is thrown before Restrepo even gets out of his break. That's That's an unbelievable toss and turns into a touchdown. Then Cam Ward's ability to extend the plays. It hurts a defense when you got a quarterback that just gets out of the pocket and finds his way for a big throw, and then Elijah Arroyo wide open. And Cam Ward is putting on a show so far in this first half.
It's the vision, the anticipation, and one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. Projected as a top 10 pick by Mel Kiper Jr. Big numbers so far. Jordan Lyle, who was excellent last week, gets dropped for a loss by Justin Barron.
And I love now that you can feel the Syracuse defense starts to feel that. I've been in these situations before. You're not getting stops. You're looking at the scoreboard. How have we given up 21 points? But in this situation, you calm your defense down a little bit. Hey, we're at home, fellas. We make a couple of corrections. Everybody just make sure we're on our guys, start making plays, and we can get back in this football game.
Cam Ward got it away quickly to the 9th-year senior Cam McCormick, and it brings up 3rd down.
Kurt, to your point, linebacker Justin Barron told me this week that how key communication was going to be for this defense with Cam Ward, and that was the conversation down here on the bench because it was missing for this group before this drive. Fran Brown showed some frustration with his back seven, wanting some energy out of them, and you guys remember Fran Brown challenged his defense to not give Cam Ward the chance to outplay Kyle McCord. This looks like a revitalized defense on this drive.
There's that stack again from Miami. See how Syracuse adjusts.
Showing pressure. They bring it on Ward. Ward got it away across the middle. Incomplete. Broken up by Jaden Bellamy on a pass intended for Sam Brown, and it's 4th down.
Oh, that's great football IQ by everybody. The communication was there. You had the yo-yo up top, meaning one secondary player told him, you go down and cover that underneath. And that's how you're able to get Bellamy one-on-one, and Bellamy, the patience at the top of the route, playing all the way through. And got a little pressure on the quarterback. That's an outstanding job on 3rd down by the Orange.
Getting Miami to punt is like a Sisyphean task, but Syracuse does force the punt group to come out, and Dylan Joyce, the sophomore from Australia, gets it away to a fair catching LeQuint Allen at the 33. 9.5 to go until halftime. Syracuse gets it back down 14. Georgia in the SEC championship game.
Oh man, it's an elimination game, right? I love that. All stakes at an all-time high in College Station tonight.
Here in the ACC, Syracuse gets it back down by 14. They tried to set up the screen, and Kyle McCord's got it dirted. Ahmad Moten brought the pressure. Syracuse's drive so far have been turnover on downs, 3 and out, and then the 7-play touchdown drive that was much needed.
And that was all because of the poise of Kyle McCord. There was no panic in the quarterback. Being down 21-0, you think, okay, we got to be outside of ourselves. No, get back to who we are. And you saw in that last drive being able to get the ball, spread it around. Also got some good rushing from LeQuint Allen,
who is flexed out, now comes back toward the backfield. They want him on a screen. He's a great pass catcher, and LeQuint Allen finishes a run at Markeith Williams, shy of the 40, picks up 7.
A nice job by McCord reading the defense and seeing that there was no adjustment to LeQuint Allen on the outside. So you throw the easy pass to the outside, a screen, and you get positive yards. Now you're set up for 3rd and 4.
Starter last year at Ohio State. He told us this week it was a long off season for him personally. Last game last year being Michigan, laying on his back. He said hearing the opposing crowd, and he knew he had to make a business decision. Big 3rd down here, quick hitter to Meeks for a 1st down. And Kyle McCord has elevated this entire program. And you think about 1 year ago, this was the moment, and these were the emotions at the end of a rivalry game. Then Ryan Day, after this, did not commit to Kyle McCord as the starter moving forward. McCord made his decision to transfer here to Syracuse. It's a give to LeQuint Allen, and he rumbles up the middle for a 1st down, wrapped up by O.J. Frederick. McCord's been awesome.
Yeah, he's been great, and he's played in those big games, those big moments. And all he's done is brought leadership to Syracuse, a team that was searching, looking for a leader at the quarterback position. And this has probably been one of the most impactful quarterbacks since Donovan McNabb for the Orange.
Jackson Meeks got tied up by Jaden Harris, so it's incomplete. And Fran Brown wants a flag that he doesn't get.
Because there should have been a flag. I thought Jaden Harris came and impeded the progress. That should have been a flag on that last play. I agree with Fran Brown. Jaden Harris is coming down to actually make a play on the ball, but he impeded the progress of the receiver.
Fran Brown just said to the official he grabbed him.
Yeah, the outside receiver grabbed, but Harris got there before the ball even got there.
Fran Brown, by the way, a director's dream. He is always doing something on the sideline. McCord to the sideline. Tough catch, the running back, Yasin Willis. It's a 3-yard pickup, and now it's third down.
Yeah, I love the arm angle from Kyle McCord. He felt the pressure, able to get that ball out. A little bit of a sidearm angle. That's a throw that only Kyle McCord knows where his running back is and gets a nice connection.
And now midway through the second quarter, another big third down for Syracuse. Like Miami, one of the best offenses in the country on third downs. Syracuse 9th in the nation. McCord's been good in the air on third downs in this first half. Kyle McCord drops the arm angle, tight window, incomplete, but a flag. Wesley Basaint was all over LeQuint Allen.
Yeah, it's the left hand of Basaint. It's on the waist, and he's pulling
Holding.
back.
Defense number 29. 10-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
They say it's on the corner. O.J. Frederic, the true freshman who's been excellent.
Yeah, it's on the left side of the screen. Frederic had the top route, and on the underneath was Basaint. He was right there as well, so they could have called it on either player as they both got there a little early, a little too early with the hands. Could have been penalties on both players.
Frederic was matched up with Jackson Meeks. Fresh set of downs from the 30 for Syracuse. Yasin Willis, the true freshman, gets dragged down by Mish Powell, the Washington transfer after 5.
Very rarely do you see LeQuint Allen on the sideline. Right, he's a workhorse.
Yep.
So seeing some other backs get some opportunities and some carries is a little bit different for the Syracuse offense, but still establishing the ground game. They have not abandoned the run, even being down 21 and now 14 points.
Syracuse sitting on 8 wins. Another give for Willis. Bolts to the outside. It finishes a run at O.J. Frederic. A little bit short, so it's third down and 1.
And 6'1", 226 pounds. Willis from Newark, New Jersey. They're trying to keep that New Jersey attitude.
McCord under center, QB sneak, like Syracuse often does. In short yardage, it's a first down.
With the assist from Willis at the end. That's right. What you talking about, Willis? He gets that one. A good push on McCord. And now at some point you would think they take a shot at the end zone. Here's McCord. I don't know if he had enough on that initial surge, but the running back, Yasin Willis, with the push, gets him over the marker for the first down.
All right, Syracuse goes a little heavier here. They've got 2 tight ends in the game. We often see 3 tight ends in the game as well, and I know you're curious how Miami defends this.
Yeah, Miami stays with their nickel package. 5 defensive backs with Gadsden in the slot.
And Allen behind those 2 tight ends pushes the pile up the middle. So you think instead of going to base, you're a little surprised that it is nickel against 12 personnel, even with Gadsden kind of like a receiver?
Yeah, they're going to keep 5 defensive backs on the field and not bring in the linebackers. Now you bring in the heavy personnel package to try to match what they're doing offensively. What have you seen? What's been the change? It's been the run game. And when you're getting 4 or 5 yards a carry, you got to change it up defensively, and that's why the personnel change for Miami.
McCord rolls, takes off, and gets bumped by Maui Noah. Just a yard. Third down and 6 coming for the Orange.
That's a nice job by Maui Noah. He got 2 for 1. Watch Maui Noah here. He's going to get Gadsden, who's right here. So he's got Gadsden in coverage, and then still makes a play on McCord. That's what you call a 2 for 1 right there. Doing your job and then falling back on the play and getting another tackle.
Mike Linebacker, who had off-season shoulder surgery for his labrum, but he's getting healthier as this year's gone on, playing a lot better recently. 12th play of the drive. It's third down again. Pressure comes. Allen out of the backfield, upfield, pushed out of bounds. They're going to mark LaQuint Allen out right near the 10. Akeem Mesidor was there, but it's enough for a first down.
Yeah, Mesidor, watch, he's going to be out here. He's got to rush with Peel. He sees this, he's got to peel late. See, Mesidor, he's got LaQuint Allen in coverage. He realizes, oh, he thinks the back's going to stay in and block, but when Allen goes out, he's got to retreat. And McCord saw that mismatch, laid it out there. It should have been a touchdown if Allen's able to keep his feet, running to the end zone.
All right, so now here's 3 tight ends from Syracuse. Dan Villari and Max Mang in the game. And the freshman running back, Yasin Willis, spells LaQuint Allen. McCord to the air. Villari could not hang on. They call it incomplete. Jaden Harris jarred it free on the simple, quick one to Dan Villari.
And an outstanding play by Harris. He gets that head across. That's what you're taught. Get the head across on the football. Watch number 7 come downhill, get the head across, and then make a nice little wrap. So even if you do make the catch, you're driving the offensive player back and also knocks the ball out.
Redshirt sophomore safety, a first-year starter, made the play. Now the 14th play of this orange drive. McCord, one-on-one. Gadsden incomplete. Darryl Porter had the coverage, and it's third down.
And I think that's a good no call by the officials there. I think all the fans, they want a call, but Darryl Porter did a nice job. He was locked up with Gadsden. And see how Gadsden, he kind of floats at the end because the ball's still in the air, and almost that ball's uncatchable. McCord's got to keep him more in bounds inside of the end zone. They probably could have been able to make a play on that football, but when it's sailing out of bounds, it's a good no call by the officials as both guys were locked up with each other.
So now it's 3rd and goal, and it feels like you need touchdowns against Miami. Mario Cristobal takes the timeout.
Miami, they're first, 30 seconds.
With 3:46 to go until halftime. Check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
Matt Barry in our college football studio. Katron Allen, Penn State. Remember, if Penn State wins this game because of the Ohio State loss, they are in the Big Ten Championship 17-7. What about SMU? Already punched their ticket to the ACC Championship. Derek McFall puts that Pony Express up 21-0 against Cal.
All right, Matt. Yeah, SMU 7-0 in the ACC and waiting for either Miami or Clemson. SMU is unbeaten with Kevin Jennings as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, the Pony Express, you're right. That Coach Rhett Lashley gets the contract extension. He would have been a highly sought-after coach after this season. But good to see SMU back in a conference championship game.
All right, so after the Miami timeout, a big 3rd down for Syracuse. The Orange 3 for 3 on 3rd downs this drive. Kyle McCord wants Meeks. End zone, got it! Touchdown! That's the kind of throw you were looking for on the fade of the end zone.
Yeah, he's a quick learner, right? He threw that pass earlier to Gadsden, but it was out of bounds. This time, he keeps it in bounds. But what a job by Jackson Meeks at 6'2". They also play basketball inside this dome. And look at the rebound. He boxes out Porter and goes up and high points that football with 2 hands. Almost to a point saying, you're too little, you're too small. That's a touchdown by Jackson Meeks, going up and going to go get it.
And what an answer from Syracuse, who embarks on a 15-play drive, and they are right back into this football game inside the dome.
That's the change in this football game. Kyle McCord understanding I've got to give my guys an opportunity, give them a chance. And Jackson Meeks proves them right, going up and getting one of those transfers from Georgia, comes in and makes a play for the Orange.
We were talking with Fran Brown about his quarterback, Kyle McCord. And Fran Brown said he has taken Syracuse, and people would glance at this program. Now they're staring at the score. And this game feels very similar. It's been a very nice first season for Fran Brown, but boy, if you do something today, it's a siren emoji, stop and stare at what is happening here in Syracuse.
Yeah, he's giving out the side eye early on, letting people know that you better get us this year, because you can see that we're coming along. And Kyle McCord has brought a confidence to this football team, and you've seen it on the last couple of drives for Syracuse. You go down 21-0, it's hard for a lot of teams.
15 is now 47.
And yet they find a way to come right back, and they're right in this football game. And they'll also get the ball to start the second half, so a lot of confidence brewing from these Orange in this half.
Their second touchdown drive of the season of at least 15 plays. They had 18 against Pitt earlier this year. Denneberg for a touchback. Hey, kick off your NFL viewing with the Sunday NFL Countdown Crew at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the app. And Monday Night Football, it's the Browns. Myles Garrett trying to wreak some havoc against Bo Nix and the Broncos at 8 Eastern here on ESPN and ESPN Deportes.
That's going to be a fun one. Bo Nix and that Broncos team playing well, but this dome is now coming to life. The JMA Dome, realizing they're right back in this football game.
Forced the Miami punt last time. Cam Ward back to work, and he wants a seam shot to Restrepo. He just finds grass. 25 more.
And you find 7. You're going to have to double team Restrepo at some point. He just continues to find the opening, and the communication just has not been there throughout the first half.
Ward looking for Horton. Instead, he takes off, and he dives down. It's where he started the dive, so it's just 1.5 yards for Cam Ward.
But this is a big drive for Miami. I just mentioned Syracuse gets the ball to start the second half. So if you're Miami, you almost want to play a form of keep away. How many coaches have told us about the middle 8, right? The final 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. If you're Miami, you're trying to play keep away from Syracuse. That offense has been on fire last couple drives. Can you hold on to the ball to take it into the break with a score?
It's give to Jordan Lyle. And the electric true freshman is stacked up after just 2. Fadil Diggs, the 5th-year senior, on the stop, and it's 3rd down.
And building a wall up front. And you can see this crowd is getting excited. That defensive front, and look at the defenders. They realize the moment how big this 3rd down is right here. Forcing even Miami to go to the 2-minute timeout.
This place loud, and Mario Cristobal with a 7-point lead on Syracuse. The clock is still rolling here, and it'll roll all the way down to the 2-minute timeouts. All right, so let's flash back to 1992.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Or let's not. The officials getting the clock sorted, and we have hit the 2-minute timeout after all. So, 7-point lead for Miami on Syracuse. And
earlier, before the break, during this drive, Miami prepped for it, though. Xavier Restrepo told me his eardrums were about to explode this week because of how loud the music was in the practice facility. Guys, it is loud.
And now the real thing today again done. 3rd down and 6. Pressure comes. Cam Ward got rid of it. Tipped in the air, incomplete. Deuce Chestnut broke it up, and it's 4th down.
It's a nice job by Chestnut. He used the right hand. So he secured the tackle if he needed, but got that right arm in there. And a nice job by the defensive line. Able to retreat. Cam Ward's about to take off and run, but Fadil Diggs gets in there. Stops Ward. He has to throw, but Chestnut with the right hand in there knocks it down, and a good stop by the Orange defense.
So Mario Cristobal sends out Dylan Joyce. Miami's gone punt, its last 2 drives. Syracuse's last 2 drives, both touchdowns. LaQuinn Allen is back deep. Joyce from his 40. Pins that one inside the 20. We check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
All right, guys, coming up on the Lexus halftime report, Ohio State goes down to Michigan. We'll have highlights of that stunner, plus Sellers saves South Carolina. Classic finish in the noon window in both of those games, and it's rivalry Saturday. So many highlights from around the country. Dan Bull and Joey Galloway join me coming up on the Lexus halftime report.
All right, fellas. Yeah, and speaking of the playoff for Miami, 95% with a win. But don't tell that to Fran Brown. This guy oozes confidence. Now they get the football back, and you said it, they get it to start the second half as well. All 3 timeouts for the Orange. Kyle McCord on a crosser to Trevor Pena, gets wrapped up immediately by Popo Aguirre after 3.
Yeah, and that's a 9-backer. So if I'm Miami at some point, I may have to go back to my nickel in this situation. This is a passing situation. I would force Syracuse to have to run the football.
Going fast, tough to sub if you're the defense. Quinn Allen carries it past the 20 for 4, third down coming.
And still all 3 timeouts for Syracuse. This is a big third down right here for both sides. If you're Miami, you need one more stop. Give your offense one more try at it. But there's a substitution. There's the tight end coming in. Miami does not substitute.
Dan Villari checks in for the Orange. Syracuse so good on third downs, 5 for 7. Where are you looking?
That's this stack position right here with Pena. He goes in motion now. He comes back.
With Powell on him. It's Meeks. First down, and he got out of bounds as well, past the 30.
There was just no communication there by Frederick. He just let him go. So watch this player here. He's just looking in the backfield, but he's got to let him know. Watch what happens as the underneath route comes under. And Frederick just lets it go. Nobody from Miami picks it up.
They felt like their communication and alignment was better last week, but Syracuse testing them today. McCord out pattern into traffic and nearly intercepted by Powell. Ran into Aronde Gadsden with 41 seconds to go until halftime.
Yeah, Mishael Powell's just sitting there over in the weeds. He's laying there waiting for that quarterback to throw. He had his eyes on McCord the entire time. That should have been an interception by Powell. He missed an opportunity just to step right in front of Gadsden.
Smart, 6th-year senior, had a pick 6 last week against Wake Forest. One of 5 interceptions this year. Second down for McCord. Out pattern, and Allen gets out of bounds past the 35 with a 5-yard pickup. Still all 3 timeouts, 38 seconds to work with for Syracuse and Kyle McCord. You see the beads of sweat on Fran Brown, faced with a monumental opportunity today against 6th-ranked Miami.
Anxious moments here. The communication, again, this stacked formation from Syracuse. It's this stacked formation of receivers right here. These secondary players for Miami have to communicate, Mike. They have to communicate the early underneath. And there goes the timeout.
Play clock was winding down.
Timeout. Syracuse, their first. 30 seconds.
And Fran Brown is not happy. All right, so let's go back to 1992. We promised you we would. This was the first of 4 straight ranked-on-ranked meetings between these two in Syracuse. Miami #1 in the country, Syracuse #8, and Syracuse, led by quarterback Marvin Graves, engineered a comeback bid. He was fighting through chest pain. He was vomiting, got into Chris Gedney, but he was stopped at the 3. And Miami got the win. The winning streak stayed alive. And Mario Cristobal was the starting tackle on that team for the Canes. And he was telling us this week, I remember how loud it was on the offensive line. I just had to look inside to see when it was snapped because you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, some things never change, right? This dome is still as loud as it's always been, Mike. And it's funny to see how Cristobal remembers that. And he's talked with his players about how this environment is going to be throughout this game.
He's trying to restore Miami to glory now. Big third down and 5 for the Orange. McCord across the middle out of the reach of Aronde Gadsden. 4th down.
And Gadsden was wide open. Got away with a little bit there by Bassane. Got a little tug on the inside, but the linebacker was able just to impede the progress just a little bit of Gadsden, who was the go-to receiver on that one.
So 34 seconds to go. Jack Stonehouse comes out to punt.
3 is now 48. 3 is now 4.
With 2 timeouts to work with for Miami. Jacoby George is the return man, wearing a 48 jersey that he is swimming in. Comes up and signals for the fair catch at about the 25. So 28 seconds, 2 timeouts for Cam Ward and the Canes.
There's still plenty of time for Cam Ward. In the way this offense operates, you would think where the ball's at, 25-yard line, I would say they're about 30, 40 yards away from getting legitimate field goal range. They get right around that 40-yard line, I would say you got an opportunity to kick it here. So can this secondary stay on top? You can't allow anything behind you. Umbrella coverage here for Syracuse.
Yeah, can you pick up about 35 yards here in 28 seconds to get in Borregales' range? Cam Ward goes through his progression, fires, and he's got it complete to George. George trying to race to the sideline, and George did not get out of bounds. There is a flag down, back in the pocket. Check in with Adam Savoie.
Holding. Offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty. First down. Syracuse has elected to start the clock on the ready for play.
So it's on the right tackle, Francis Mauinoa.
And here it is. I think it happens late in the down. Doesn't happen originally. It just comes in early, but when watch the quarterback leave the pocket. Once that quarterback leaves the pocket, that's when the holding call came. It's a nice job by Chase Simmons. He was that defensive end going to the inside. And Mauinoa, when Ward left the pocket, just had a hold right in front of the official.
And Miami will just take its medicine here and take it at halftime.
That's the end of the second quarter.
Well, Miami's trying to punch a ticket to the ACC championship game and secure that playoff fate. Syracuse looking for a massive win. The Lexus halftime report is on the way with Joey Galloway and the coach Dan Mullen off to Matt Berry. Far at the JMA Dome as we welcome you back, Miami and Syracuse. We thought it would be high scoring. It has been. Thanks for joining us. Kirk Morrison, Mike Monaco with you, Don Davenport with us as well. And did anything surprise you from that first 30 minutes?
Well, I think what surprised me was the start for Miami. They go up 21 points. And then I was surprised again at the way that Syracuse offensively, they were able to come back and get 2 scores. So it's about how both teams were able to adjust as that first half went on. Now you get into the break, make more adjustments, and we'll see what this second half looks like as Miami tries to clinch their spot in the ACC championship game.
Yeah, with the stakes enormous, you heard it, they win, they get to the ACC championship game. Syracuse looking for its first top 10 win since 2017. To Don Davenport.
Yeah, Mike, you guys mentioned Syracuse finding a little bit of a rhythm offensively there in the second quarter. Head coach Fran Brown said, I feel like it's as simple as we stop shooting ourselves in the foot. The self-inflicted penalties went away. And then also they made catches. Now, Mario Cristobal from Miami says he was happy with their defense outside of those 2 drives. But Mike and Kirky pointed out contested catches. Syracuse leads the country in that category, and Cristobal said his defense has got to come up with some of those in this half.
Yeah, that was a big talking point all week, that Syracuse, thanks to Kyle McCord working with his group, that they lead the country in contested catches. They start the second half down by 7. Long throw for diving Jackson Meeks comes up incomplete.
Wow, that was a nice throw, just missed him by probably a yard or 2, and now Meeks is heading off to the sideline.
Bouncing around on the sideline, and now he heads back and crouches down and takes a seat on the bench. Georgia transfer who is second on the team in receptions coming in. He's been massive this year.
It's that right shoulder, it looks like, that he fell down on that one after trying to extend for the big play.
Second down, back to the air. McCord one-on-one for Pena, who holds it in. Trevor Pena trying to muscle away from Frederic, who finally takes him down, and a penalty flag as well.
Yeah, this play will stand. It's on Frederic. He had his left hand on the back of that shoulder of Pena. So this is going to stay.
Holding. Defense number 29. That penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
And just watch throughout this play at the bottom of the screen. Frederic, he had the left hand the entire time on Pena. Pena's trying to knock him loose. He's trying to knock the hand off, but still able to corral that football in. And then after catch, you talk about combat catches, Mike. That time Syracuse with a combat catch.
50 yards to Pena. Longest play of the day. From the 25. McCord, Pena again. Pena makes the catch.
We talked about halftime adjustments, Mike. That's 2 plays and into the end zone for Syracuse.
I mean, you want a statement that Syracuse is confident. 39-second drive to tie.
It's all about the double move. You get here, little stop and start, and then get to the end zone, get to create the separation. That's Gerald Porter, number 2. He's in the secondary play, but it's just that little hitch to the inside that got the separation, turned Porter around, but a perfectly thrown ball from Kyle McCord. That's where the ball needed to be. There wasn't a lot of space, but the space was created by Trevor Pena by the inside fake and then to the outside. And we've got a tied ball game right here in the dome.
How about the way Kyle McCord just came out and dropped 2 beauties in to Trevor Pena?
Syracuse 15 is now 47. 15 is 47.
When Fran Brown went to visit Kyle McCord in Columbus right around a year ago, he told Kyle McCord, I will make you the number 2, but not just the team, the entire program behind me. You have success, it's good for me. And the same is true vice versa. McCord and the Orange have tied it at 21. Well, they're loving it. The Taco Bell Live Más student section and all season long student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Only one top 10 win the last 22 seasons. This game as big as any in decades against number 6 Miami, feeling anxious.
Now, how does the Heisman hopeful Cam Ward respond to the Syracuse score?
Threw for 184 and 2 touchdowns in the first half, and he zips one to Xavier Restrepo. Takes it out to the 45. A 20-yard pickup is part 1 of that answer.
And that's what you expect. It's Cam Ward to Restrepo. How do you calm things down? How do you calm the crowd down, calm your offense down, your team down, your sideline down? Ward to Restrepo.
There's Mark Fletcher. Stacked up after 2.5. And look, Miami's been in close games really all season, even though they're 10-1 overall, 6-1 in the ACC. Our great colleague Reese Davis likes to use this phrase for teams that play around with their food.
We can call them procrastinators as well. It could seem like they wait, but all of a sudden when their backs are against the wall, especially Cam Ward, he seems to take it up a notch, and he's going to be called upon in this second half to do just that.
The superstar quarterback conducts things from the 48. Ward steps up under some pressure and takes off. And Cam Ward's got a first down and more. And he dives right at the 35 and gets 17 yards with his legs.
Yeah, this is the part of his game that you don't see too often. He extends plays, but he usually does it behind the line of scrimmage. This time, he breaks the line of scrimmage for the big play.
They go up tempo and hand it to Mark Fletcher. Straight up the middle. I mean, it's just crazy to think about Cam Ward. We asked him this week, what were you going to do if Incarnate Word didn't offer you a scholarship? He said, I was probably going to be a Kilgore Ranger in junior college.
Right. And yet he found himself as a quarterback in Incarnate Word. Because remember, in high school, he was a wing T quarterback. People thought that his offense in high school wouldn't translate his skill set to college football.
Recruited by Eric Morris at Incarnate Word. Said great success bringing in quarterbacks through his time. The dome gets loud on 2nd and 8. Cam Ward fires across the middle. Arroyo takes it to set up 1st and goal. 27-yard hookup to one of the trusty tight ends for the Canes.
It's a trusted tight end, but it's also a guy who you believe and you trust. Arroyo, big target down the middle, 1st and goal.
They go quickly. Restrepo tried to reach back on a misfire from Ward. Dangerous.
It was very dangerous because Syracuse was not lined up correctly. They were still kind of in a moment of panic. They see that, oh, Miami's on the line of scrimmage. They weren't lined up yet. And that also cost Miami because they didn't know where to go with the football. He goes to Restrepo. That very well easily could have been intercepted, Mike.
You saw Restrepo slow to get up. Landed pretty firmly on that right shoulder, and he just jogged off the field.
Confusion coming out of the huddle for Miami. 3 seconds left.
Got to get it off. Just got it off, and it's Fletcher up the middle. And Fletcher takes it just short to the 2, and it's 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, I think we're all watching the same thing. That play clock is going down. It's ticking. It's ticking. 5, 4, 3, and just got the snap off. And now here comes Restrepo for 3rd down.
They knew he wasn't going to stay out long. 3rd down in Syracuse.
Here's Restrepo up top.
One-on-one with Clarence Lewis. Cam Ward to Fletcher up the middle. Touchdown! Miami's back in front. An answer from the Canes right down the field.
A lot of folks are a little upset as Elijah Arroyo is in motion. Watch this motion from Elijah Arroyo. It almost looks like a false start by the offense. It throws off the entire defense of Syracuse, and yet Fletcher's able to go in for the touchdown. That's where you heard the moans from the crowd thinking they thought that was a false start offensively, but it was just a quick motion. The ball snapped. Fletcher runs in for the touchdown.
And it's not the first time we've seen that from Miami in this game. Haven't been whistled for it, but it turns into a touchdown. So you said, what would the answer be from Miami's Heisman hopeful Cam Ward? There you have it.
Yeah, you had 21 questions. Cam Ward shows you he's got 21 answers. Canes back up 7 in the dome.
Miami back in front, and Fran Brown was irate after the touchdown run from Mark Fletcher.
And I think he is. He's got a point there because there was a sudden quick motion, and that motion by Arroyo really threw off the defense. I think it was unexpected. Now, it was a legal motion, but the way that it looked and appeared as if it was abrupt and sudden, it almost looked like a false start.
Yeah, we did ask our rules expert, Matt Austin, during the break. He said he was okay with it, but it was something close. Syracuse gets it back down by 7 early on in the 3rd. Kyle McCord, like Cam Ward, 231 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air.
Yeah, it was a slow start for Kyle McCord, but once he got going, this offense got going. See how the ball gets out of his hands quickly? He just 1-2, back foot is planted, and he threw some unbelievable balls in that 2nd quarter and also to start this 2nd half. The adjustment right now seems to be just get the ball to the perimeter and let your playmakers go up and get it.
Over 4,000 yards this season. And in this game, he has set the single-season record for touchdown passes as well. Now he's under pressure, and Tyler Barron gets home. Well, you saw the snap to pass. That time, a lengthier operation, and Tyler Barron with the sack.
And he just rides the hump. Watch Barron, he's gonna be here, and just watch how he runs all the way to go get the quarterback. It's a long run for Barron, but he's able to bring down the quarterback, Kyle McCord.
Barron, the Tennessee transfer by way of Louisville, who last week only played 2 snaps. He'd been in a major role all season. He comes up with Miami's 3rd sack of the game right there, and his first since week 3. McCord, deep shot for Meeks, who makes the catch to midfield. Battling one-on-one with Damari Brown, just back from injury.
And a nice job by Meeks. He won that route because he was able
for an injury to a defensive player.
He was able to get back inside. That's a nice job at the line of scrimmage by Meeks. He comes off, he fakes to the outside. Once he fakes and goes up to the outside, he's stacked back inside, and that's where the ball was thrown from McCord.
Simeon Barrows slow to get up, the 5th-year senior defensive tackle. 33 yards through the air. Meeks from McCord. We got a good one going at the Dome in Syracuse. Tackle, Michigan State transfer, team leader in sacks, went off the field. After another big pickup for Kyle McCord. Big throws galore. And he spits one out short to Trevor Pena, who tiptoes out of bounds. First down, 11 yards, plus territory for the Orange.
Yeah, he's getting the ball out a lot quicker now, Kyle McCord. And you're seeing, get the ball out, allow your receivers with the run after catch element. You're seeing a lot of that now as this game continues to go on.
Kyle McCord arrived in this game as the nation's leader in passing yards. He's added 275, but still about 25 minutes to go. From under center, this is LeQuint Allen. Carries it to the 35, 4-yard pickup. Rondé Gadsden, tight end, a little bit slow to get up for Syracuse. And now
timeout for an injury to an offensive player.
Down long enough to get the officials timeout momentarily. So coming up on 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. Again, you see in the bottom right corner of your screen with a win, Miami heads to the ACC championship game against SMU. Empty for McCord. Quick slant, LeQuint Allen hurdling. And LeQuint Allen wrapped up from behind 20 yards as he went aerial on Zaquan Patterson.
Well, he also went aerial on this route. I mean, the route was just a fake to the outside, and he got to the inside quickly. And Kyle McCord threw that one on dime, and Allen showing off the hurdles here in the Dome.
Allen off the left side, lowers the shoulder. So find yourself a running back who can run a route like that, run the ball the way he just did, but what he does as a pass catcher.
Absolutely. Get a guy who can do both. And LeQuint Allen does a little bit of everything. Running, catching. He's a great blocker as well. To me, he's going to play on Sundays. That's not even a problem. And you think about his offensive coordinator, Jeff Nixon. He was a running backs coach last year with the New York Giants. Had a guy by the name of Saquon Barkley now with the Philadelphia Eagles. So Jeff Nixon knows a thing or two about running backs. And LeQuint Allen has that same framework as Saquon Barkley.
McCord, slant, Meeks, touchdown! Syracuse responds.
So I want to take you back in time. Remember earlier, there was a deep ball. I mean, there was a ball that was thrown up, a fade route. So you got to respect the fade route in that same scenario. This time, Meeks doesn't do the fade. What does he do? He fakes as if he's going to go for the fade, but cuts back inside for the quick slant, and McCord hits him for the touchdown.
The 2 best passing offenses in the country, with the 2 quarterbacks who have thrown for the most yards this season living up to it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You fake like you're going for the out, come back in, and the Orange tie it up.
Check in with Don Davenport, and our sideline report is presented by Chili's.
Guys, at halftime, halftime when I asked Fran Brown, Syracuse head coach, how they would slow Cam Ward down in the second half, he laughed at me. Said you can't slow him down. He's a beast, but he did say you just need to contain him for 1 or 2 drives to hang in there. They have confidence that their offense can score. They just need a stop.
That's what you hope for as Brady Denneberg's kick goes for a touchback.
I just want you to look at a couple plays here by Jackson Meeks. Earlier, he's on the 9-yard line, and they run the fade route where he jumps up and goes and grabs it. Well, you're on the 9-yard line again. He fakes as if he's going to do the same fade, jump ball. This time, he puts the foot in the ground and runs the slant. And that's another touchdown from Kyle McCord to Jackson Meeks. 2 different plays and 2 different, or the same result, but this did it a different way.
Senior who followed Fran Brown from Georgia has got his first career 2-touchdown game today. Cam Ward gets the football back. 28, oh, it's a high snap that Ward handles, steps up. And Ward has it batted down and nearly intercepted. And then nearly caught by the offensive lineman as well. Fadil Diggs batted it down on a pretty wild play from the snap.
It's a wild play, but the calmness and poise of Cam Ward, that's a high snap, and you would think you're going to panic. But Cam Ward just tries to find a way. I thought he should have kept it and ran for a couple yards. He tries to make a bigger play, and luckily they don't find disaster with that ball being incomplete.
You're just joining us. Miami led 21-0 right out of the gates. Syracuse has come all the way back, and this place is deafening. It's a run to Damian Martinez, straight up the middle. Martinez chased down by Deuce Chestnut. There is a penalty flag back near the line of scrimmage. Would be a 60-yard run from Martinez, but Miami's coming all the way back.
And here comes the call.
Holding, offense number 64, 10-yard penalty, second down.
It's on the left tackle, Jalen Rivers, 5th-year senior from Jacksonville, who missed more than a month and a half with a neck injury, in at guard here.
Yeah, he's in at guard. And he gets on Justin Barron, and right there at the point of attack, that's right where the run was created. Right in front of the official, that flag's come out, which you mentioned negates what would have been a 60-yard run by Damian Martinez.
A Miami offensive line that shuffles. They were hopeful to get back Ryan Rodriguez if needed today. When Markel Bell comes in at left tackle like he is now, Rivers goes over to left guard for Matt McCoy. Miami backed up into 2nd and long. Ward to throw. Under pressure. Down he goes. Fadil Diggs and Dennis Jaquez. And Diggs is doing the Cam Ward celebration after the sack of Ward.
And you were asking, Mike, does Syracuse have a sack today? They hadn't sacked Cam Ward yet. They finally got one. Here's Diggs off the edge. He finally got to the quarterback. It's a nice move, a nice little rip. And they're over there picking on Markel Bell, that left tackle you just talked about, Mike. And Diggs comes in with the sack in the celebration.
3rd down. Just get the snap off. Ward on the move. Eyes downfield. Ward with a stiff arm. Just had to get rid of it. Justin Barron the pressure. Miami's got a punt.
I'm looking to see if they review that one. Was that knee still up when he threw it, or was that knee down? I think that's what the officials and Fran Brown are hoping, or Fran Brown, that sideline for Syracuse is hoping that they replay this just to get another look of Cam Ward's knee. Was that knee down with the ball still in his possession? A couple looks I've seen, that ball looks to be out.
I think he got it away.
Yeah, he got it away, but that's the first stop we've seen in this half by the Syracuse defense.
Low snap, Dylan Joyce on the run, and now he punts it away. LaQuint Allen, a fair catch at the 45. Hey now.
That could have been disastrous. That's calmness. When you watch the outside right here, the linebacker 15 comes in, and that could have been a block. He was going to go set up the return. If he doesn't go set up the return, that should have been a block if he would have went after the punter. Luckily able to go back was Joyce, keep his composure, and get that kick off.
So, credit Dylan Joyce for getting that away, but Syracuse has excellent field position at its 45. In the belly of LaQuint Allen. Spins down with a pickup of 5. Syracuse has not led in this game. We told you they trailed by as many as 21 points. If the Orange come back and win, a long way to go, it would be their largest comeback win in program history. And look at Fran Brown on the sideline. One-man bravado and confidence on that Orange side. Syracuse has 4 touchdowns on its last 5 drives. Allen again wrapped up in the backfields. Ahmad Moten, the first man through, and Bobby Pruitt finished him off. If you're just joining us, you've been flipping around. Maybe you lost sight of this one when it was 21-zip. Welcome. Here's what's at stake. Miami with a win clinches a spot in the ACC championship game against SMU, and Syracuse's only top 10 win in the last 22 seasons was 2017 against Clemson. 8-win Syracuse against 10-win Miami. And a big third down for Kyle McCord in the Orange.
You see Miami bring not necessarily pressure, but the front four with some stunts, trying to get to Kyle McCord on this long distance.
4-man rush. McCord got rid of it to Gadsden. Across the middle, Aronde Gadsden unwilling to go down. 19 yards inside the 30.
Just an unbelievable route. Reminds me a lot of Travis Kelce does. Aronde Gadsden II. He's right here, but watch what he does. He comes here, he fakes outside and comes to the inside. And watch where the ball is delivered. It's the fake outside, he gets right to the inside. That ball's thrown on a rope by Kyle McCord for the first down.
Redshirt junior Aronde Gadsden, Mel Kiper Jr.'s 5th-ranked H-back or fullback for the draft this spring. Yasin Willis runs hard up the middle, gets a push, and the ball came out. Who's got it? Miami insists it has it, and the Canes do. The freshman fumbles, and Miami comes up with it. Bobby Pruitt, the takeaway.
Just fight for extra yards as the freshman, but that ball is out.
Yep.
And it seemed to me that the guy who created it was the guy who recovered it. Bobby Pruitt, number 22.
The fumble recovered by the defense is under further review.
It looks like the true freshman, Bobby Pruitt. He had a fumble recovery last week. This week, he's got the forced fumble and the recovery. He got the 2-for-1 on that one, Mike.
True freshman from Alabama trying to do it all himself, and Fran Brown is furious. So they had the true freshman running back, Yasin Willis, in there, and not the workhorse, LaQuint Allen.
And I think that's what Coach Fran Brown is saying to his running backs coach.
Well, let's bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, what do you see on it?
The ruling on the field stands.
Yeah, the replay system worked very well, the collaborative system that is. They got a pretty good view from the end zone where you can see the defender rip it out of his hands just before the runner hit the ground. And then the person who ripped it out, I think, was actually the one that recovered it. So good job all the way around.
Yeah, and really cool. Matt could hear the conversation. Excellent transparency and unprecedented access. He was listening in to the conversation from the ACC Replay Command Center in Charlotte and with the on-site crew here in foot in the ground, and Martinez finally taken down past the 45. Sudden change, and the Canes have life.
It's sudden change and then sudden momentum. And Damian Martinez, remember, he missed out on a big play earlier
for an injury to a defensive
because of a
player.
holding call, but I want you to just watch the patience. The hole opens up, a nice job by Arroyo, the tight end. We always talk about him as a pass catcher. That time, he was the blocker to initiate the contact early, to get what you needed, and Damian Martinez doing the rest.
And Justin Barron, again, is slow to get up like he was at one point in the first half. Fifth-year senior, leading tackler for Syracuse's defense.
I mean, what a change of events, Mike. You think Syracuse is driving, they're moving, and then all of a sudden, there's the fumble, and it's recovered by Miami, and then right away, they hit you with the big run.
Oh, while they check on Justin Barron, we check out our Player Spotlight, brought to you by Gillette. And how about the numbers all year long from Cam Ward and Kyle McCord? We started the show by saying it's amazing what a portal quarterback can do to change your team.
Cam Ward just continues to break records, not just in the ACC, but, man, think about the University of Miami. That 4,005 yards, that's more than Jim Kelly, Vinny Testaverde, Bernie Kosar, Gino Torretta, the former Heisman Trophy winner, Ken Dorsey. One of the greatest seasons we've seen from a quarterback in Miami history.
A guy who was toying with the portal in the NFL ended up deciding on Coral Gables and the Canes. Miami's first 3 drives were all touchdown drives. Its last 4, 3 punts, just 1 touchdown. 2 running backs, and this is Damian Martinez, straight up the middle. You know, with Cam Ward, we mentioned earlier that he put out that video declaring for the NFL draft. After about 2 weeks, he decided on Miami. And Mario Cristobal was telling us, he still remembers the exact time Cam Ward FaceTimed him, 6:42 p.m. And Cam said, you know what, let me get with my parents, get back to you. And Mario Cristobal said, no, we're announcing this within the next 20 minutes. I will put your parents on a 3-way call right now. And they did announce it at 7 p.m., 18 minutes later. Mario Cristobal was not letting Cam Ward get away. Martinez again up the middle, picks up 2 and it's 3rd down.
And then the bigger question that I asked him was, what did the NFL scouts say when you did declare for the draft? And a lot of scouts had told him, if you go back to school, work on your downfield accuracy, continue to work on your feet work. And there you see his dad here in attendance. Wanted to see him continue to progress as a quarterback, and I think he's done a tremendous job this year. He's a first-round quarterback talent, and he's done it all season long.
He operates from the +48, 3rd down and 4.
We haven't heard Restrepo's name in a while.
That's where they're going. On a screen, Xavier Restrepo fumbled the football. Devin Grant's off to the races. Ward to beat. Scoop and score. Xavier Restrepo has been phenomenal for Miami, but 2 weeks in a row now, he has coughed one up, and Syracuse, from 21 down, has the lead for the first time.
Ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by the defense for a touchdown is under further review.
Replay official Chris Raper wants another look at this at the goal line. Momentum swings on both sides here at the Dome.
Well, it's the trifecta for Devin Grant. You get the forced fumble, you get the recovery, and the peanut, first of all, the Peanut Tillman punch. So you get the forced fumble, the recovery, and then the touchdown. Now, I think these officials are looking at the foot. Did the foot go out of bounds? Or was he down before crossing the goal line? But what a play by Devin Grant.
Ward goes diving to try to break it up. Does a foot land out of bounds? And if so, where's the ball at that time? From left foot, is it out right there?
Well, a nice job by wearing the white cleats by Devin Grant.
Yeah.
Because it also shows you the space in between that's needed.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
56-yard return for a touchdown and a Syracuse lead.
Yeah, see those white cleats, Mike? You show the sliver of green grass. That little sliver right between him and the sideline, getting into the end zone. And there goes coaches making up after what was a play earlier on. But wow, what a change of events. Syracuse is driving, they fumble. Then Miami gets the ball back, they're driving. And you go to your most trusted wide receiver in Restrepo on third down. And you get the forced fumble by Grant. He recovers his own forced fumble. And then boom, race to the end zone. I was just saying, they hadn't found Restrepo in a while. You find him, but Grant going in and using that right hand and punching that football out, finding the ball, the awareness to take off and leap into the end zone. And it's a party down here in Syracuse.
And remember, we asked Fran Brown, hey, can we listen to your pregame speech? Can we mic you up for that? He said, no, thank you. But he did tell us that his message to his team would be this: sprint through the finish line. Keep the horse blinders on, and whatever you do on this field on Saturday, sprint through the finish line. Devin Grant just did the self-made scoop and score, and Syracuse has the lead for the first time. Let's check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
All right, gentlemen, a couple of other rivalry games around the country I want to update you on. The first being the Iron Bowl, and Alabama's starting to celebrate. Why? Because this week they decided to run Jalen Milroe, and it works well. 28-6 Alabama. Plus, a big one brewing right now between USC and Notre Dame. Riley Leonard in a tie ball game takes it up the gut to make it 28-21. Notre Dame over USC.
All right, guys, so a couple really interesting games as USC's been hanging around with Notre Dame, who might feel like, look, you win, you are in the playoff, no question. The only thing to be figured out is if you're hosting in the first round or not.
Absolutely, and a lot of people have got their eyes on this game because this has a lot of ramifications in terms of seeding. This has a lot of chances. We're talking about ACC championship game, possibly. A lot riding right now here in Syracuse.
Well, on that kickoff, Anwar Sparrow is down for Syracuse. While we have a moment, we check out the All-State Playoff Predictor. So Miami came into the day before any games were played with a 79% chance to reach the 12-team playoff. As it stands right now, with a win, pretty much locking things up. With a win, they obviously get to the ACC championship game. And the predictor, the analytics say, even with a loss against SMU, they think it's very likely with all the carnage the last couple weeks that the Canes are still in. But you lose this game, and you now trail this game, just a 40% chance, and you don't have another opportunity next weekend.
Yeah, you don't have another week. Another week to show off what you can do. And you would think that'd be 2 losses in 3 weeks for Miami. That is something they can't happen. If they want to punch their ticket, this is where it starts today.
Cam Ward and the Canes go back to work. 1:47 to go in the third. Quickly to the tight end, Elijah Arroyo with a head fake, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Jaden Bellamy. We asked Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, about Cam Ward. We said, what's the most uncommon trait he has compared to other quarterbacks you've been around? He said, short-term memory. This guy truly is unfazed by what happens and still carries himself with supreme confidence.
Well, he loves the moment. He loves the panic, the chaos that's always surrounding him, but he comes in like a moment of zen. This is when he's at his best, when things are chaotic around.
Second out at 8. Ward, quick one, and wrapped up immediately Isaiah Horton after about 4 or 5. First catch for Horton in this game.
Big third down here. Take a lesson to this crowd as they get going. Remember the last third down, they were able to force the fumble, return it for a touchdown. Does Ward go back to Restrepo? His trusted wide receiver sitting right here in the slot with Devin Grant on him in coverage.
Ward under pressure, got it away, and a low catch is made for a first down, Elijah Arroyo.
Oh, what a route by Arroyo. That was a return route. He showed like he was going to the outside, pivoted, and came back inside on Deuce Chestnut, one of the better covering safeties for Syracuse, right at the marker for the first down.
You said to me earlier on third downs, the low ones are easier for pass catchers.
Yeah, and I think they're going to take another look at it. Did he
The ruling on the field
maintain?
that the ball carrier made the line to gain is under further review.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. We talked about it. When you get to these third down plays, sometimes when they're in traffic, the low throws are best because you're able to go down and go get it. The balls that are usually a little bit higher in traffic, you knock them in the air, that's where tragic things happen. Interceptions, tips, and overthrows.
Catch was made here, and they're looking at the line to gain, which is the 35 for Arroyo. Where's the ball when that left knee came down?
Yeah, that's what initially I said. I thought he was right on the line. And this is going to be close. Now, the call on the field was that he made the line to gain. And from the initial looks that I've seen, it seems to me he is short of that line, which is right at the 35-yard line.
And remember, Matt Austin, our rules analyst, is listening in on this conversation that's happening between the on-site replay official and the replay communicator and the ACC command center in Charlotte. We appreciate the ACC for only the second time ever allowing that access.
The ruling on the field stands.
And after all that, they say it stands. Not confirmed, not overturned.
I don't know if there was a definitive look that said that he had enough for a first down.
Matt, you listened in on their conversation. What'd you learn?
Yeah, you're exactly right. The conversation went, they think it was a first down. They think he was short. You just couldn't tell. Without a shot right down the line, you just couldn't tell if the ball reached the line or not. So they had to let it stand.
Again, amazing access to know that they think it might have been a first down as well.
That's the end
but not
of
enough.
the third quarter.
So, after all that, we hit the end of the third quarter with Syracuse in front. Now let's take a quick timeout with DoorDash.
Warriors on ESPN.
Coach Cristobal, momentum swings, your team trailing for the first time. What is your message to your team with 1 to go?
Execute routine plays at a high level. Play with great effort and execute routine plays.
Thank you.
A simple message from Mario Cristobal as we start the fourth quarter. His 6th-ranked Miami team is down by 7. 4th time that they've trailed entering the fourth quarter this season. With Syracuse in front. Cam Ward rolling and zipping for Restrepo, too tall. Clarence Lewis came over in coverage, and it's second down.
Yeah, they bought a little time by putting him on the roll to the outside, had enough protection, but that ball had to be perfect in between the safety and the corner, and it just sailed on Cam Ward.
Look, it's a one-score game, long way to go. But Miami's been in so many of these situations. They have 3 double-digit second-half comeback wins this season.
A lot of close calls, and they've been in it. They understand what it takes and how to win in a hostile environment on the road.
With Kirk Morrison and Don Davenport, I'm Mike Monaco at the JMA Dome. On the ground, Mark Fletcher trying to keep his footing, and Fletcher churns the legs past the 45. Very close to a first down, and he's got enough with some hard running.
Yeah, just putting your head down is Mark Fletcher, 6'2", 225. He was stopped about 3 or 4 yards before that marker, and was the knee down.
The previous play has been reviewed, and replay had determined the runner was down at the 39-yard line. It's third down.
So expedited review comes in there. And on the quickened replay, they determined that Fletcher's knee was down. And so it takes away a first down run, brings it back to the 39, and sets up third down.
Yeah, that's a nice job by the replay booth in the command center, getting it right away. That knee is down. Now you're forced to get a 3rd and long here. Let's see if Syracuse can create some pressure here defensively.
Where does Cam Ward go on 3rd down and 7?
I like this matchup of Restrepo and Bellamy.
Timeout. Miami, their first.
With the play clock winding down, Mario Cristobal is forced to use his first timeout, and he might be wondering about the play clock there after the review brought the run back. In any event, we'll step aside. First minute of the fourth at Syracuse. Third down for Miami. We looked at the play during the break, and the clock was handled properly. Mario Cristobal had to use the timeout. The play clock had reset normally to 25 seconds after the replay review. Fran Brown fires up the dome. Cam Ward at the controls, firing incomplete. A flag flies. Jaden Bellamy might get flagged for pass interference on Restrepo.
And that was the matchup all game long. We were thinking about, Mike, their best corner, Bellamy, coming back from injury. But was his paw tipped at the line of scrimmage? If this is tipped, then this pass interference call should be negated. Was the ball tipped? I believe that was Justin Barron, number 8. 6'4", 225, jumps up.
Holding. Defense, number 1. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So they do get Jaden Bellamy for the hold on Xavier Restrepo.
If it was a pass interference, that's negated because of a tip. But because that was holding, that's going to stand up, and that's an automatic first down for the Canes.
And Fran Brown frustrated, a guy who, of course, coached defensive backs at Georgia. You see the hold in relation to the tip. So, fresh set of downs for Miami from midfield. Still a long way to go inside the JMA Dome. Ward quickly to Isaiah Horton. He's had a breakout season, gets it near the 40, brings up second.
Right back on the ball. And now you put Arroyo to the backside. And so when they put 3 receivers on one side, they're forcing Bellamy and those corners to have to go over. If Bellamy goes over, they're going to play zone. If not, they're playing man if they stay back.
Bellamy blitzed off the edge, and Ward finds Restrepo! Off to the races! Restrepo to the goal line, touchdown! 42 yards on the catch and run.
Ruling on the field is that the ball carrier was out of bounds at the 2-yard line. First down, Miami.
Wow, so now one of the officials comes in and overrules the line judge and says that Restrepo was out at the 2, which on review right there appears to be correct.
Yeah, it appears to be the correct call. That left foot seems to go out of bounds and ball not cross that goal line.
Boy, we are parsing
everything. We're seeing everything.
And that's the way this thing has gone. Barry Buxton with the saving tackle.
Yeah, it's that left foot, left leg. Seems to go out of bounds before the ball touches the goal line. And just a nice job of recognition. There's a lot of play recognition.
Previous play is under further review.
So stick with us on this. Originally scored a touchdown.
Correct.
Then one of the officials came in, changed the call, marked Restrepo out at the 2, and now replay has stopped it. Remember, they look at everything, and they want a longer look at this. You said left foot, right appears to be in there. Before the left comes out or the knee goes down, is the ball in for Restrepo, similar to his touchdown at the other end back in the first half.
And so now would you have to overturn the call, because now the call on the field is that he was out of bounds. So Correct. Do you see enough video evidence that that ball's across to overturn? Originally, if it's touchdown, I would say that's difficult to overturn. And it's the same thing on the opposite way. With him being ruled out of bounds, I don't know if I've seen enough at least look so far to overchange it to a touchdown.
Adam Savoie is in communication with the replay official and communicator here inside the dome. And again, Matt Austin is listening into the conversation that's happening between those on-site replay folks and those back in Charlotte in the ACC Command Center, with some new access the ACC has granted us here at ESPN.
Because sometimes, remember, I got to remember the pylon as well, considered the plane of the goal line, so it extends sometimes out of bounds.
Yep.
So that's also that goes into this decision, is if he's still in bounds with that pylon, now still being considered the extension of the goal line.
All right, Matt, what say you?
The problem on this play is you don't have a good view of his left foot.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
And that's exactly why the call stands. I don't think his left foot ever touched the ground. I think he rolled over the top of the defensive player, then touched the pylon, which would make it a touchdown. But the ruling on the field was that he was short. You can't determine whether the left foot was out or not. Therefore, you got to go with the call on the field.
Now, had he been ruled as a touchdown, it would have been too hard to overturn that as
Probably.
well. Yeah,
exactly correct.
So, yeah, we agree with you. And in any event, it sets up first down and goal for Miami, trying to tie this game up early in the fourth. Jacoby George is one-on-one with Clarence Lewis. Damian Martinez, the running back. Two tight ends for Miami. Martinez straight up the middle. Damian Martinez is in for a touchdown. And Miami's an extra point away from tying this game in the fourth. One way or another, the Canes get in.
It's a short motion by Arroyo, and then it just turns into a rugby scrum. I mean, Martinez keeping his feet going, the offensive line pushing and pushing, and he's able to get into the end zone. They're just trying to impose your will, and this offensive line helping out Martinez at 232 pounds, bowl his way into the end zone.
So a lengthy drive for Miami serves as a response after Devin Grant and Syracuse had the scoop and score on the Xavier Restrepo fumble. And so Miami, trailing for the first time in this game, has come back and tied it. Still with 13 minutes to go.
It's all about gotta have it plays. Restrepo coming back, getting all the way down, setting it up near the goal line. Canes punching in, tie ball game.
Thanksgiving to everyone watching. We hope you enjoyed it with loved ones wherever you are tuning in from. And a big thank you to our crew as well, working hard all season, to the outstanding men and women of our crew. Thank you and happy holidays, many of whom were here working on Thanksgiving.
Salute to the F crew.
Yes.
The fun crew is what we're labeled as in our ESPN groups.
Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport, Mike Monaco with you, and that gang behind the scenes. This game has not disappointed. 35-all, and Syracuse getting the football back. Hey, coming up at 6:30 Eastern over on ACC Network and the ESPN app, the ACC Huddle crew, led by Taylor Tannenbaum. They'll have highlights and complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games and get you ready for the Commonwealth Clash. Virginia Tech at 8, and they'll have a full wrap-up after the game. So we know that SMU, playing right now over on ESPN2 against Cal, is already in the ACC championship game. If Miami wins this game, they meet the Mustangs.
You talk about a matchup.
Syracuse with the football, and Kyle McCord connects to Aronde Gadsden. He gets shoved out of bounds by O.J. Frederic. Very close to a first down.
I just loved how Fran Brown just kept talking about Kyle McCord, how glowingly he talked about his quarterback. He's like, think about it. He was kind of left at Ohio State without a place to go and finds himself here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter, Mike.
LaQuinn Allen goes right up the middle. Kyle was telling us this week he felt like he had unfinished business at Ohio State, but he told us he had to make the best decision for himself. He said to us, quote, "It was obvious the direction they, Ohio State, were going to head. So he hit the portal." Fran Brown said to us when he visited with McCord in the portal, he sensed someone confused, but he reassured him he would be the #2 guy at this program, only behind the head coach. LaQuinn Allen again up the middle. And Fran Brown pitched it to us this week that he would say to his team, this is Kyle McCord against Cam Ward. We think we have the best quarterback in the country.
For an injury to a defensive player.
Ahmad Moten is down on the Miami defensive line. Redshirt sophomore defensive tackle. We'll check on him when we come back to the Dome. Mario Cristobal said to us this week, 2 years ago his staff took over. He comes back to his alma mater. he said this was always the end-all, be-all. He told us his message to his team this week was the same as it's been all season. They're going to be the team to restore the U, but they are in a battle with Syracuse on the road in the regular season finale. Kyle McCord on second down for Cuse, finds LeQuint Allen. He swung down with a first down and 13 yards.
That's just an easy pitch and catch. The linebacker vacated where Allen was. He was on Allen. And once Allen broke to the outside, now you know it went to the receiver, and there was nobody for Allen. Gets the pickup and turns it around for a big game and a first down.
See 6 catches for Allen from McCord. No running back in the country has played more snaps this year than LeQuint Allen. McCord one-on-one for Meeks. Downfield inside the 25.
Meeks continues to show the outside move and get to the inside. He shields the defender by his get off. He continues to show it each play, and these defenders just can't get to it.
29 on the pickup for Jackson Meeks. He's got 2 touchdowns today. Going that way again, one-on-one up the ladder against the true freshman, O.J. Frederic. Second down.
They're just going at Meeks. And Frederic, he's a true freshman, so he's learning. But just watch, it's the start, and he fakes outside, but then he gets inside. He's been doing it all game long. And Frederic, the true freshman, you can't allow inside access. When you get the inside access, the receiver has already got on top of you, and he's able to shield you. And that's a nice throw from McCord. They've been eating and feasting on that side with Meeks.
Against the rookie in Frederic, who's been awesome. Went from early surprise to maybe freshman All-American. Second down and 10, LeQuint Allen hops through the middle and picks up 2 yards. Third down and 8 for the Orange.
It's a big third down right here, because if you hold them to a field goal, you almost feel like you've won if you're Miami. This game's been going back and forth. We hadn't had a field goal opportunity in this game yet. So if you're Miami, you're saying we got to hold them to a field goal here. Or is this 4-down territory, depending on what happens on third down for Syracuse?
Miami shows pressure. Kyle McCord steps to the line and adjusts.
There's the matchup again with Meeks on Frederic.
Pressure comes. McCord going that way for Meeks, reaching out, incomplete, but a flag.
And that's on Frederic. Frederic, same thing. He's right there. He's the man. My coach always talked about the guy with the big sombrero. He's got the big job on that one.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
What a monster Jackson Meeks has been in this game, and really all season. The Georgia transfer again going to work.
But Kyle McCord and Jackson Meeks, they found the weak spot in this Miami defense. They're going at Frederic every single play. They've stacked him to the inside for the big game, and now they go right back at him inside the red zone to go up for a jump ball for a fade.
You see Frederic travels here with Pena and Meeks on the ground. Allen up the middle, takes it inside the 5. Elijah Alston back from injury this weekend on the stop.
A lot of that was also play recognition and coverage recognition by Kyle McCord. He saw, I've got a corner who's playing bump and run with no safety help. He immediately went to Jackson Meeks.
And now how about this formation? 3 tight ends plus a fullback for Syracuse, with Kyle McCord under center in the eye, with Max Runyon into the game.
They call this the elephant formation. Elephant personnel in the game for Syracuse.
Allen, touchdown! Syracuse leads again.
You've got to be ready to adjust. These guys got to get over, because they've got too many blockers on that side. When you've got that many blockers, you got to have guys go over there. There's not enough defenders on that left side, and that's just a walk in the park for LeQuint Allen. When they bring in elephant personnel, you've got to adjust.
good from Jackson Kennedy, who got, at the very least, run into as well. And is it running into the kicker or roughing the kicker against Miami?
Trying to see if Coach Fran Brown, what would he like to accept on the kickoff here.
Adam Savoie waiting on that decision as well.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense number 7. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So it's on the safety, Jaden Harris, and that's costly.
That's very costly. I just kind of want to talk about this play, Mike, because look, this is a position I played in the league and playing linebacker. When elephant personnel comes in, they create extra gaps. Now offensive linemen are now playing tackle, so you have to have the adjustment of the entire defense move to where the extra people are. If you don't do that, that creates an extra lane, and LaQuint Allen walked in to the end zone pretty much untouched. That's a great job by Syracuse bringing in the big package, and once you bring those boys in, you already know what they're going to do. It wasn't a pass, it was going to be a run, and they ran it into the end zone.
Still a long way to go inside the dome. 9:16 remaining. Syracuse now up 42-35 on 6th ranked Miami. Touchdowns all over the place. You said who's going to get a stop, and maybe the question is who's going to hold the opponent to a field goal, if we're even going to attempt one today. Kickoff comes for Brady Denneberg from the 50, so he smokes this one. And we check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
Guys, what an entertaining 3:30 window we have. And SMU, it took the committee forever to realize that this was a really, really good football team. Jennings to Brashard Smith. Watch out for the ponies in the ACC. They're going to be tough to beat, 31-6. Don't forget tonight, Texas A&M. First time in 13 years they've played. Quinn Ewers, Texas's gunslinger. A spot in the SEC championship is on the line. That coming up in over an hour over on ABC.
Matt, entertaining indeed. And maybe Syracuse royalty Scott Hansen will allow us to call this the college football witching hour. Cam Ward goes back to work with the Canes down by 7. And a flag flies pre-snap.
False start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Francis Maui Noah, the right tackle.
Guys, Cam Ward down here came over, hugged his OC, gave a little smile, didn't have to say a word, no panic, in full control. His teammates struggled to describe him to me because they said his mentality is so unique. He's obsessed with winning, and he's made for these moments.
Can he author another comeback? First down and long, and it's zipped to Xavier Restrepo, who's got enough out to the 35 for a first down.
And that time he's looking defenders off. He starts left and then comes back to the right. Believes that Restrepo is going to be right over the football, and that's where it was delivered.
Big day again for Xavier Restrepo. He did have the second half fumble as well. Out quickly to Elijah Arroyo, turning upfield and lowering the shoulder on Clarence Lewis, and a solid pickup on first down.
You know, also one thing that Cam Ward told us that he's got that dog in him too. And he said, look, this is what I love about this game. These types of moments, being able to be under pressure, but yet find a way to succeed. And you're seeing it right here on this drive. Syracuse doing everything on offense, but can Miami respond?
Screen. Jacoby George gets to the edge, but bumped out of bounds by Jaden Bellamy. Very close to a first down.
That's a good tackle on the outside on the perimeter. You got two guys working. That was Bellamy on the outside. He didn't, just trying to create an opportunity for third down for his defense.
Third down and up the middle, Jordan Lyles squirms through with a first down. to the 48-yard line.
At some point, you watch out for a shot play inside the 45. That 50-yard line is where Cam Ward and this offense try to strike downfield.
Isaiah Horton is the downfield threat. Ward looks opposite, and on an out pattern, Jacoby George again to the 35, shoved out of bounds by Devin Grant after 18.
One of those layered throws from Cam Ward in front of the corner. If you're going to play off, watch up top. If you're going to play off, that's just an easy out route, and that ball's delivered on time.
They were picking on Clarence Lewis, fifth-year senior and Notre Dame transfer. Cam Ward barks out instructions. Play clock at 5. It's a give to Damian Martinez. Running hard up the middle. And Damian Martinez with a good pickup on the ground.
It's the look that Syracuse is showing. They've got a player on Restrepo and a safety over the top. So they're doubling Restrepo. That means one less defender in the box. Cam Ward checks to the run and picks up 9 on first down.
Mario Cristobal just raves about Cam Ward's smarts. Adjusted there. Now back to the air. Ward checks it down, and Restrepo turned it upfield. Plenty for a first down to the 21 with Justin Barron in on the stop.
Staying alive in the pocket. That's what Cam Ward does. Sometimes he's got a bounce to him. The bounce is really tiny. He's just bouncing, just trying to create time. But when he delivers the football, it's always right where the receiver is, where he needs to catch and get down.
He's had the connection working with Xavier Restrepo all day. Ward adjusts pre-snap again. Martinez, straight up the middle. Takes it inside the red zone.
I love this cat and mouse game that he's playing. He's playing a cat and mouse game with the high safety on top of Restrepo. So if the safety is going to continue to stay high, he's going to hand the ball off. If that safety creeps in the box, he's going to throw to Restrepo.
Ward looking for Horton, and it's dropped. Isaiah Horton's been quiet today. The drop, and it's third down.
Horton is looking on the inside. He's got to catch that football and not think about the inside defender. I think he's worried about the hit before he's able to focus in and grab that football. But a big third down right here for Miami. The protection has been fine, but can Syracuse match the routes from this bunch set?
The Canes need 7. Ward up his back foot toward Restrepo, and a flag on Devin Grant, who had the coverage on Xavier Restrepo.
Pass interference, defense number 23. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Devin Grant's just running for the ball. He's trying to time when to get his arm in there and when the ball arrives. Never located the football from where it was thrown, so he just sort of guessed, panicked at that last moment, and that's where the flag came in, restricting Restrepo from making a catch.
Huge penalty. We've had a lot of them in this game on both sides. Now it's first down and goal for Miami. Down by 7. Ward quickly popped in the air. Is it intercepted? Incomplete. Off the ricochet. Devin Grant couldn't squeeze it. There is a flag down.
I wonder, is that offensive pass interference? Possibly. It was a flag that came in late. Did that have to do with the actual play? Because that ball was thrown quickly. Was that offensive pass interference?
On a quick hitter from
After
Ward.
the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 3, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It's second down.
All right, so let's watch 3, Jacoby George, after Devin Grant off the ricochet. Couldn't intercept it. Didn't see anything from right there on Jacoby George, who last year had penalties out of immaturity, but has really matured this season.
So that came in much later after that, maybe on the way up from the ground. But it cost his team 15 yards.
Maybe he was jawing with the guys when they were all getting untangled on the ground.
There's Michael Irvin. Some tense moments for the Hurricanes.
Second to go from outside the 20. Ward bouncing around and connecting with Cam McCormick. Gets crashed down at the 15, an 8-yard pickup. All right, so again, you're watching 3 and white, Jacoby George. And what do we see?
We just see him getting up. I think it's that helmet contact to number 2, Marlon Wax, the linebacker.
So they call it on George. It backed up Miami, and now third down. From the 15, pressure comes. Ward steps up. Ward takes off, and Wax drags him down. At the 10-yard line, and it brings up fourth down with 4:15 to go.
Man, they're excited to have Wax back in the lineup. He comes from the left side of the screen, just retraces. He gets into the line, and then he just retraces to get Cam Ward down before he can get to the touchdown, to get to the goal line, forcing a field goal attempt.
So Mario Cristobal trots out Andy Borregales, senior Miami native who will try from 27. Been excellent throughout his career. And Borregales sends this one through the uprights to tack on 3. We just got word from Matt Austin in our headset that he was okay with that penalty called on Jacoby George. He thinks it was a penalty as well on George, enough to call something that backed up Cam Ward in Miami, and in the end makes him settle for 3.
Well, remember, you're in the 4th quarter of a contested game, right? It's going back and forth. So you have to make sure you control your emotions in this game. Those types of plays shouldn't happen. Jacoby George knows he cannot do that. Okay, understand the officials are always looking, and that penalty cost the Canes possible touchdown had they been able to complete that drive.
So now 3:42 to go. Kyle McCord and Syracuse ahead by 4, trying to pull off a huge win here in the regular season finale at home. And you see McCord barking to his team. We told you earlier what this moment means to him. A guy who transferred away from Ohio State and has found a home here at Syracuse and elevated this program in tandem with first-year head coach Fran Brown. Andy Borregales gets it away for the Canes. Yasin Willis with a fair catch signal just in front of the goal line. So in this second half, Syracuse has put up 28 points.
It's been a full-on display by Kyle McCord, just showing off the arm, the accuracy, the poise, getting a play defensively as well, the defensive score, but then getting it back. And this offense has been on fire. It got off to a slow start, Mike, but man, from the second quarter on, they've been able to just go out and continue to play. Right now, 7.1 yards per play. That's their season best so far.
Miami's got 2 timeouts, inside of 4 minutes to go, and LaQuint Allen hurdles again. Allen goes airborne, and he's got a first down. Once again over the top of O.J. Frederick.
And I love they go to the running game. This may be your most important drive of the season. And what you do, you go out and you hand the ball off. LaQuint Allen showing off the ability. He's done it all game long, showing off the hurdles, the ability to get to the air. But drive starters, handing the ball off, letting the clock run. The clock is now your friend if you're Syracuse.
And again, Miami's season in some ways hangs in the balance. If they lose, Clemson goes to the ACC championship game next week against SMU. On the ground, Allen again, wrapped up by Elijah Alston after 4. Couple timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout for Mario Cristobal to use.
And if you're defensively for Miami, you're preaching to your guys, we just need one stop. We need a stop. We got to create some kind of havoc because they're going to keep this ball on the ground. So now you're entering into your base package, getting more guys, more tacklers to try to stop the run.
Bringing the fullback, Max Runyon. They can snap this right around 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the 4th. They go a little earlier than that with Allen up the middle, trying to run through arm tackles, and LeQuint Allen's got enough for a first down. The workhorse moves the sticks for Syracuse.
Well, they brought in that big package. They were able to overload one side, Mike. But with the overload, you got to be able to get the backside taken care of. Quint Allen.
We hit the 2-minute timeout at the Dome.
The final 2 minutes are presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Be a 2%er. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply.
Hope hovers for Miami inside the Dome. Again, with a win, the All-State Playoff Predictor says they'd have a 95% chance to make the playoff. But with a loss, there's no ACC championship game. There's no more football, and it's left in the committee's hands. And the All-State Playoff Predictor says with a loss here, it would be down to 40% to make the playoff. 2 minutes to go. Syracuse with the football up by 4 and leaning on LeQuint Allen in a race to the sideline, wrapped up inbounds by Popo Aguirre.
And he stays in bounds, to your point, Mike. No edge, no chance. Miami gives up the edge, and LeQuint Allen.
Mario Cristobal takes his second timeout. 1:54 to go. And look, Miami has had close calls all season, lived dangerously at times.
150 down to this. Virginia Tech, they roll it a touchdown.
The ruling on the field is reversed.
He took a shot.
The ruling on the field stands as 4th down.
And the Canes have come all the way back.
Hit as he throws. Touchdown Louisville.
It's an incomplete pass.
Miami will put this game to rest.
Through all that, Mario Cristobal has maintained that this team, this Miami team, would be the one to do it. He said they were tired of all the, he said, BS years of what Miami football allowed itself to be. And now pre-snap, Ahmad Moten just ran over the center, Josh Eloa.
And that penalty may be the game, Mike. With only one timeout left for Miami. That should give Syracuse a first down.
Offside. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Wow. Ahmad Moten Sr. with a penalty you just cannot have.
Yeah, I've always said, look, you're right over the football. You wait until the football is snapped. You should never jump off sides if you're staring right at the ball right in front of you.
So just one timeout left, and it's a first down for Syracuse. Content to stay under center and hand it again to LeQuint Allen, who gets stacked up, and Mario Cristobal, as quickly as he can, uses his final timeout.
Timeout. Miami, their third and final. 30 seconds.
So with 1:49 to go, second down upcoming. And how about this? This has been a wild day of college football. Kirk Morrison, Mike Monaco with you. How did we get to this point, a game that Syracuse trailed by 21 at the start?
It was because there was no panic from Syracuse. Being down 21 points early on in the first quarter, you would think, okay, this game's probably over. Syracuse, hey, great season. That was not the case. Fran Brown, their head coach, talked about being uncomfortable, being okay with that. And they found a way to come back and start to score. And their defense started to step up and make some plays. We ain't seen Cal McCord in situations like this. people came in and said Kyle McCord was primarily a game manager while he was at Ohio State. He's proven that he's not a game manager. He's led this offense back, and right now, just a first down away from sealing this game.
A quarterback and a coach. Those two have been joined throughout since around this time last year when Kyle McCord decided he was going to transfer from Ohio State. And first-year head coach Fran Brown took over here for Dino Babers. They're looking for a huge win. Trevor Pena turns it upfield and might have just ended it. First down, Syracuse, Trevor Pena for the Orange.
They went with the jet sweep, caught all of the Miami defenders off guard. They're all packed in, trying to stop LaQuinn Allen and Pena. Remember, he didn't finish last week's game, but he was not going to miss this game. He finds a way for the first down, and this crowd realizing that this team is in victory formation and a couple knees away from a shocking upset of number 6 Miami.
Victory formation for Syracuse. And a stunner for Miami. How about Fran Brown? You said to me this week, it's not about X's and O's in this game. It's about a coach, his confidence, and the belief that he has instilled in his team.
Yeah, I texted you that, by the way. We were on a conversation. I said, you know what? This game will not be about the X's and O's at the line of scrimmage. It's about will, want to, and belief. Fran Brown believed in his team, his coaching staff, that these moments expect them at Syracuse.
A stunner at Syracuse. The Orange come from 21 down and take down Miami. They've been playing football here at Syracuse since 1889. Today, the biggest comeback win in program history. 42-38.